Hello, happy Crimson Good Tuesday. Hi. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. Tonight is an art stream, and it's going to be more old man close-up fisherman with a giant diamond in his hand. I pulled a bunch of octahedral crystal diamond references for today, so hopefully we get a bit started on that. We're still working on the hand part though. Hopefully we're getting near the end of that. But yeah. After that, we are going to be playing some more Mortville Manor. Hola! Maximus, good to see you. Edenwaith, good to see you. Nice stereo mochi. Yeah, I looked through my phone videos and stuff, and I realized that I had filmed the mochi dance of the mochi not only 2022 holiday season but the 2021 holiday season, and I had basically videoed the exact same shot of a mochi spinning in the mochi maker, almost down to the second. So one is a 10-second loop and one is an 11-second loop, and you can kind of tell they're different because the angle's a little bit different. But yeah, I decided to to decorate with the both of them. And I have something else I wanted to show of that as well. I actually have video of the process of what the mochi does as it's in the maker, and that's kind of magical, so I will be sharing that really soon. Mr. Chell, good to see you. Evil Tentacle, hello, happy Crimson Tuesday. Oh my gosh, Edenwaith made it through another week, but it's had challenges. My company let go 6% of the company, but I'm still employed, so that is good, but quite sad for those we lost. There seems to be a lot of layoffs going on in so many different places, and it's really unsettling. Davor, hello, Maplers. I like Maplers. We haven't really figured out what people would be called. I still like Crimsonite for people, but Maplers also works. Go on, a happy Crimson Tuesday. Beta Human, double mochi delight indeed. It really tickles me to have both of these on here at the same time, and I'm gonna overdo it, I think. Oh, nice. Finished cooking at the perfect time, Davor. What did you cook? Slat Studio. Fish says hello. Hello, Fish. I like to see you. Yeah, I didn't end up making an animated mochi spinning or anything, but I figure this is the next best thing. Jim Plays Games, good to see you. If I could look at one spinning mochi video with each eye, it would be a stereoscopic 3D mochi spinning. They're subtly different. They're a year apart. So I'm actually pretty consistent on lighting and angle. You can tell that they're different, but they're similar enough to have that effect. Oh dear. Yeah, Edenway says, especially with U.S. tech companies, current trend seems to be cutting lots of people. Terrible. Yes, Edenway, okay, you like Crimsonites because it does sound like a mineral. That's why I like it. That's why I like it too. Ooh, cooked blood orange chicken with peppers and broccoli, nice honey and gin lime cocktail. That sounds amazing. Ooh, Tachyon Tuesday. Oh, did Cosmic Void 3 launch Tachyon Dreams 3? Is that why it's Tachyon Tuesday? Yeah, Jim Plays Games. I keep waiting for the mochi to fly out and spin and be launched out of frame, but it never happens. It will never happen. They will spin forever. They will forever be perfect. Oh, fantastic. Oh, Matsuma, wonderful. Cosmic Void 3, congratulations to Cosmic Void 3 on the launch. Hey, Disaster Squad, good to see you as well. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, okay, dev update. So I'm still testing Chapter 5. As I had feared, Chapter 5 is taking quite a bit longer to test than the other chapters because it is the least polished by far. Because every time I complete a chapter of the game, I test the game up to that point. And so, of course, Chapter 5 being the most recent chapter, it is the least tested. And so I find myself having to really make things kind of stable and consistent, and everything kind of works as it should, and kind of make allowances for if players do things in a different order, all that type of fun stuff. So Dave says half the point of cooking blood orange chicken is for leftovers. I saw this really good recipe in Bon Appetit magazine that was kind of the same kind of thing, but it was using tofu and a sheet pan, and I'm really intrigued by this recipe, and I think I want to give it a try. Ooh, okay, Maximus says Tachyon Dream 3 is the best in the series in my opinion. That's fantastic. Yeah, of course, text parser game, EGA game, beautiful looking double wide pixel AGI style graphics for that. If anyone has a link to Tachyon Dreams 3, please put it in chat, because that would be awesome. Tab2GG, good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, they have orange tofu. So it's kind of supposed to taste like, yeah, that Asian Chinese cuisine type of dish, except just you put everything on a sheet pan, so it's supposed to be really easy. And I'm really intrigued by this. I have to try that. And I'll let you know if and when I do. Okay, that's developer update. What else do I have to share? Next week, maybe Dan stream. I haven't actually asked him about that, but we'll see about that. Last week we had Dan, and I just today put the VOD up. So if you guys missed Dan last week, we composed sad music, uh, using some reference points for that. And I think we did a really nice job on that. So if you missed Dan last week, you can check that out on the YouTube channel. Thank you, Adventure Game Geek. Oh, good to see you, by the way. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Great. Yes, Tachyon Dreams 3, the rancid buttermilk from Andromeda. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh yeah, Dave. Well, yeah, yeah. If you have a text parser that you want to test, please, yeah, just drop a link as well because I'm of course, all about the text parser. Okay. What's next? I think that's really it. We're gonna just dive right in. Of course, at around 10:30, I'll start playing Mortville Manor. I've made a little diagram of the people with the portraits and the relationships and the notes that I have so far. And knowing now that the game only allows you to ask a limited number of questions to each suspect, I'm kind of thinking I might just save scum and just ask all the questions so that I have all that information, because I just don't think it's fair to limit my questions. I guess if you're speaking realistically, people will not keep asking questions forever. But if you were in a house where you had a relative that was murdered, you might want to answer more than 6 questions, but not infinity questions, which somewhere between 6 and infinity questions I think would be well within your rights to answer. But we might have to work around that and just kind of brute force the responses out of people. So we'll see. Oh, Slot Studio also just finished Tachyon Dreams 3. Okay, Davor has a link to the Power Quest Text Parser Alpha. It creates a log file and logs with each playthrough. Please DM on Twitch or Twitter with it for feedback. So please, if anyone else is interested in text parser adventure games, please, and you have some propensity to do some testing, please take a look at the alpha for that. So, and also Power Quest. I'm also been very interested in Power Quest, of course, because another engine that is much more powerful and broader of a use than Adventure Game Studio. So wonderful. Now what else? Things are slipping my mind. But we're going to move on, and I'm sure what I forgot is not important, but that's never the case, is it? Here we go. Next thing. I hope this doesn't kill my computer. But what we have here is kind of 3 of the main stages of what is happening in the Mochi Maker. You can see on the leftmost panel we have it's basically looking like it's steamed rice, but it's just starting to do the kneading part of it. What was buttermilk? I see. Buttermilk is temperamental. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Jim plays games. It gets to look. It looks really unsettling in a funny way. So yes, I can see that it does look a little unsettling. But you can see as you can see there's a spindle at the underneath. Sometimes you can kind of see near the bottom of this, and all it is a spindle that's really turning this thing around and around. And I don't know how it goes from being basically like sticky rice to this wonderful, wonderful ball. Reworking, good to see you. Happy Crimson Good Tuesday. It looks like rice animal moving around. It does. As a kid, this completely blew my mind. So I'm glad I could share this with you. Deovor kind of reminds me of an axolotl for some reason. Yeah. This is a beta human. This is not a bread maker. This is a mochi maker, which is kind of a fascinating artifact. I don't know if you can find these anymore. I think we got ours in Canada at some point, but that was a long time ago, and we only pull it out and use it once a year, so it's lasted and it's in perfect condition. So. The mochi that never dies. Yeah, Jim Plays Games says, it's an amazing transformation. First time I saw cream whisked into butter, it blew my mind. I've never seen that. But yet this idea that you can go from this to that. Oh, Ted Bob 84, thank you so much for the follow. Fantastic. I hope you're enjoying this mochi theater here. That yeah, so just going through my videos there, I was able to I was reminded that I did these, and now I get to share them with the world. So there's that. Another thing I wanted. Is there something else here I wanted to share? Oh yes, of course. The holiday card, the 2022 holiday card. There is every year I do this. So first of all, I've got a Patreon. So first of all, to my Patreons, thank you so much for your support. The $5 tier patrons, they get a Christmas card mailed to them every year. And I do a special design every year, and they're the first ones to see it. So I mail them out, I wait 2 weeks, and then I share it out with everybody else. And so you guys are the third, well, I'm the first one to see it because I make it. Second people to see it is the Patreon patrons. Third is you guys, and then tomorrow I'll tweet and social media post what the design is. So we're gonna share it. I'm gonna share that with you guys right now. Okay. So let's turn off these guys. And we'll go into this. Here is this year's holiday card, and a kind of like a progress of that. And so what's kind of missing in the progress GIF, animated GIF, is, yeah, I would flip it from time to time just to compare what each side is doing and things like that. Oh. Oh my gosh, Edenway. Wow. Okay, so it says, Edenway says, probably my fondest memory from kindergarten was when all of us kids sat in a circle and shook a jar of cream until it eventually turned into butter, which we then put on crackers to eat for a snack. That's incredible. I have never heard of that. That's amazing. The bloody eye socket frame. That's when I'm sketching stuff out. That's what I do. Oh good, yes, last studio just got his in the mail. Yeah, imagine a full deck of Crimson Diamond playing cards. I'm actually surprised that I haven't thought of this idea for a design for a card, because yeah, Queen of Diamonds would make total sense for thematically, and kind of doing a kind of Art Nouveau take on it. My mom looked at this and said, you're doing half the work, so you're cheating in a way. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. It is kind of just like half the work of designing a card. But there's some trickery happening where at the border where things are being flipped, because you can see that it's breaking that symmetry line, so I had to be a little bit careful. But yeah, I mean, it's half a design that I flipped. Yeah, she's right, though. And also a super missed opportunity that I wish I had thought of was making the two sides different. You know how you'd have those illustrations side by side when you're a kid, and there's like 10 things to find that are different? When I finished printing them, I thought that would have been a really good idea, and I just completely forgot to do that. Maybe next year or something, I don't know, but maybe next year I can do her as a different queen, I don't know. But the idea of having there be like find the differences on the card, oh man, what a missed opportunity. Yeah, now do the other 51, exactly. So this is me for the next 51 years of development. I will just do playing cards. The word X, Y, Z, Z, Y in the background as well. Did half the work, Mom. The middle is working unique. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's right. Tab 2GG. She digs up clues, so she's the Queen of Spades. She's not really the Queen of Hearts, but we can figure it all out, right? Queen of Clubs. I don't know, lucky. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So there it is. And of course, EGA is where its true home is. So this is the ideal form for this. Actually, this piece, of course, is on your monitor. The printing process is never going to get it quite right, of course, but I think we did pretty well this year. Does she bludgeoning anyone in the game? No spoilers. Adventure Game Geek asks, if I become a patron now, can I still get a holiday card? I have some left over, Adventure Game Geek. So if you did become a patron now, I would send you a card. I would send you, there's actually a bonus pack that I was saying, I was sending out to folks. So I might send you a bonus pack as well. There's actually another person who did join the Patreon at that tier after I had sent all the cards out. But Adventure Game Geek, if you do it, I will set that all up. I'll send not only you, but the other person. And no pressure on you for the other person. They don't even know that this is on offer. But if you do that, I will have a greater reason to go to the post office and send those both out to you. So, absolutely. Blaholtzen, happy Crimson Tuesday. You remembered the day. Yes, Adventure Game Geek, anywhere in the world. Absolutely anywhere in the world. What's kind of a bummer is that the holiday pack is 38 grams. and that the cutoff for standard shipping, standard mailing rates is 30 grams. So I do pay a little bit extra, but I do take that all into account when people are at the $5 tier, because the cost of manufacturing the card and sending the card is a bit less than $5. So even if someone signs on for a month and then cancels it, it's still like I'm not losing money really. So I don't worry about it. There are people in all over, Italy and like Latvia and UK, other people in the UK. There's people all over the world that are patrons, and I send every year if they're that tier. So no worries. Blowholz, and I'm glad you remember Crimson Tuesday. But there's that. And next year, yeah, I don't know what the idea will be next year, but I've got more than a year to figure that out. Yes, Jim plays games in the UK, yeah, and gets them. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so moving on. I think that's all for now. When we get into the Mortville Manor playing, I will show you my diagram for that, which is just basically like the character portraits and the relationships and some of the notes I've collected so far. I have another idea. My next game, I have an idea for it. And so I'm kind of excited. I don't know how far we are into Mortville Manor. We've only played it once so far on stream, so I've really no idea how long this game will take. But I do have something else that I'm thinking of that's lined up. That is an EGA adventure game, another one. That is like a different studio, and it's got a completely different interface. I'm pretty excited about it. So we'll see. We'll see. Next. Okay, so we're gonna get into Photoshop now. Okay, so you should be seeing Photoshop right now, and if you are seeing Photoshop, you should be seeing a collection of very attractive octahedral crystals, and these are supposed to be diamonds, and this is kind of the natural crystal habit, which is the way that the crystal naturally forms for diamonds, which is a kind of an extremely gorgeous, distinctive pattern, shape. Speaking of pattern, though, there's something strange on them that look like kind of like tool marks on some of these. You can see that there was an article that was trying to explain why some of these diamond crystals have these weird triangle patterns on the surface. I didn't read the article though, but there is an explanation or a theory about that. But yeah, this is going to be, all of these are going to be the reference points for the diamond in the fisherman's hand. It's valuable when you're looking up visual reference to not just get one photo of something, try to get multiple things so you have a better idea of what that thing's going to look like under different lighting conditions at different angles, things like that. Oh, Ted Bob 84 says, I'm looking forward to Crimson Diamond. Finally got a chance to play Colonel's Bequest and loved it. That's so good. That one is, of course, one that's near and dear to my heart, so I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, the triangles look like cuneiform writing. The triangles look like artificial, don't they? But I think there is some explanation mineralogically or geologically for those forming. Oh no, it's all good, Ted Bob. Yeah, it's you can blame autocorrect in those instances. Aliens did it. Yeah, it looks like a D8. It's gorgeous, and you can actually find kind of crystal diamonds that are shaped this way. Like, they might not have the same amazing clarity, but my kind of thing I eventually want to get is, I would love to get a diamond that has this crystal habit, and it doesn't have to be a clear one, or particularly big, because that would make me just about as excited as this fisherman. Yes, there is if there's question in the title, it's going to work. There are some quest words that were a bit of a missed opportunity for Sierra, I feel. Like, there's no Inquest game. What other question? Maybe they could have called something the something question. Maybe there's not so many as I imagine. Okay, well, here is here's our guy here, and it's gonna do this, and then his eyes will probably travel down somewhat, and then he'll get some sparkle, shing sparkle things. And Nancy's Inquest, exactly. Something. Oh, there's an Inquest lore. Yeah, the Coroner's Inquest, Davor. Yeah, the last chapter. The Sierpinski Triangle is finally a math degree that comes in handy. Yeah, it's kind of amazing to find that kind of a formation on a natural object. The King's Questionnaire. All the schooling is paying off. Yeah, we've had these conversations about school paying off or not paying off, and if art school is something that's worth it and everything. And as with a lot of questions, there's not one simple answer. I went to art school and I found it exceedingly helpful. Other people went into the very same art school, possibly even in the same class, and they would have found it less helpful. It depends on a lot of different factors. But yeah, let's get in here. I mentioned last week that one of the shots here that really excites me. So these pirates, of course, are from EGA version of Secret of Monkey Island, and I think it was Purcell. What's his first name again? Oh my gosh. Why am I blanking on his name? Purcell did these beautiful portraits. Steve, thank you. Steve Purcell did these portraits. And what I really love about this one in particular is the way that the dark red and the brown are working together. And we mentioned last week age spots, and I think that would be a great way to convey age spots. Yes, Ted Bob, Steve Purcell, everyone, Steve Purcell, everyone knows but me. Exactly. Yes, Steve Purcell. So what I want to do with this today is I'm pretty happy with how that's rendered, although what I should do is I should actually get in here and decide on the size of that diamond here, just to rough it in so that I can make the fingers be how I need them to be, and then I'm going to start getting into some shading and everything. Edenway says, "Can we change Cobb's button to ask me about Colossal Cave? Have you played Colossal Cave, Edenway? I've only really seen Robot Spacer stream it. I've seen him stream the Mac version of the original Colossal Cave, and he actually was streaming the new one that came out just like this past week, January the 19th. It came out. So I've seen a little bit of that being played, but I have not played it myself." Okay, yes, and Adventure Game Geek, speaking of Adventure Game Geek, of course, did stream it. I did not watch that yet, but it is in my timeline, my feed. Yes, Adventure Game Geek streamed it just a few days ago, and so I'm interested in seeing what Adventure Game Geek thought about it as well. And I just need to grab the blue. We got to figure out exactly what the shape of this thing is going to be. Well, not exactly, but vaguely. Maybe something along those lines. And Adventure Game Geek, of course, I have to also say thank you so much for your latest harvester. Your latest harvester video with Arno. It's wonderful. It's such a joy to see those. Okay, Edenwith played and completed Colossal Cave. I even mentioned in the credits. Yes, I saw that, Edenwith, I think on Facebook or something. You mentioned that you were the Macintosh consultant for the game. Yes. Yes. Edenwith, no, that's really fantastic. That's awesome, awesome, awesome that you're in the credits of that. Wonderful, wonderful. Who would have thought, right? So congratulations, and thank you for, of course, porting to Crimson Diamond demo to Mac, and as well offering kindly to port the final game onto Mac. Yeah, Ted Bob, I agree. I like seeing these new things like the Monkey Island, Shadowgate. Also, I played something that was a lot like Shadowgate. So Ted Bob, if you like Shadowgate, there is a game called From Beyond: Prologue that is really quite nice as well. That kind of takes a lot of inspiration from Shadowgate. So if you like Shadowgate, you might like From Beyond Prologue. Yes, it's called From Beyond and then Prologue, I believe. And I think you can find it on Steam, and I don't know if it's either very reasonably priced or it might even be free. Oh. It's not super long, but it's got that same kind of first-person adventure game feel. It does a really good job. So let's see here. I think that's a pretty good size, maybe just a little bigger. Yeah, Edenwith, I played it as well, so I can very much recommend From Beyond Prologue. It's great. BMD Nerd, good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Okay, yes. So BMD Nerd has it on Steam because it reminded him or them of a Deja Vu 1 and 2, which I have not played Deja Vu 1 and 2. That's something else I should write down. Okay. All right. Deja Vu 1 and 2. Deja Vu 1 and 2. Yes, the Mac adventure games. I was never a Mac person, but yeah, I've watched Robot Spacer. Speaking of Robot Spacer, again, Robot Spacer, by the way, is an amazing streamer. If you've never watched him stream, he is a big he's a Mac developer, and so he plays a lot of the games on Mac. And he played a Mac adventure not too long ago on his stream. Oh, no one wants sticky keys. Yeah, he played a wonderful Mac adventure, which it was really cool to see because I'd never really seen that format before, having been like a lifelong PC kid. So, and of course, hopefully someone's going to remember the title of that. Hopefully, so that I'm not just drawing a blank. Yeah, Adventure Game Geek, thank you so much for becoming a patron. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, I will send you. So I will put together that package. Something else I do for the patrons is I sign the holiday card and the cards in the bonus pack. I've got this gorgeous metallic gold marker, and I signed it. It almost looks like it's printed on there, which is kind of nice. But they're all hand done, and I will send that to you probably this week. Probably this week. I thank you very kindly for doing that. Trying to see. I know that the angle there is not quite right, but on this line, but just trying to get an idea of. That's pretty good. I think that's a pretty healthy size for this, and then I won't have to alter his fingers too much to keep it at this size. So I think that'll do. Oh, then Edenwith did not realize there was a second Deja Vu. Okay. Yes, Edenwith. I was super impressed that Robot Spacer, the maps that he made for the original Colossal Cave Adventure also worked in the remake, the new one that came out recently. That's kind of wonderful that happened. Yes, and indeed, Edenwith also says, "Thank you, Adventure Game Geek, for supporting game developers. Keeps them busy and out of trouble." Indeed, it keeps me out of trouble. And I can't tell you how helpful it is, as I'm self-publishing this game and I'm just kind of working off my savings and wanting to launch this on my own and everything. I mentioned before I was taking on contract work before, but I was realizing I just really need to finish my project, and I've been since kind of like halfway through last year I said, you know what, I'm going to just focus on this, get it done, and then see what happens after that in terms of how I'm going to work. You know, I might look into getting into more contract work, maybe something full-time. If I can continue to just make my own games full-time, that would be, of course, the absolute dream. That's what I'm hoping for, but I know I need to kind of temper my expectations about that and have like plan B, plan C, plan D, etc. Yeah, I think that's a good size for that. Okay, Adventure Game Geek. Yeah, so Adventure Game Geek, if you're having trouble with updating your mailing address on Patreon, because I've heard some people say that, you could just message me on Patreon with the address, and I will update that on in my own notes. But yeah, of course, the best thing would be if you could just update it in Patreon itself. But as long as you get to me somewhere with the updated address, then I will not send you to your American address then. Bill Kuhn, good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Crimson Tuesday. Says anything is speedrun friendly with enough effort. Yeah, I'm gonna. That's another thing. That's gonna be kind of a tertiary consideration for development. Is I do want to make things a little speedrun friendly for the Crimson Diamond by having the game kind of internally keep track of certain things that certain categories might want. So that's pretty good. I'm going to use that as my basic thing. I'm going to just adjust this finger probably here so that this one is kind of curled more in. So we're going to do this. Kind of like what that reference is doing, which is another reason why having multiple visual references is super helpful, is because they're not all going to be exactly the same, even with a pose. Oh, Edenwaith, what kind of book did you have from 1984 that had great maps of Colossal Cave? A book had those? I would imagine that some of the there might be like a book now that has adventure game mazes might be good, but yeah, what kind of publication had mazes? Oh, Ted Bob says I've been studying PC 88 and 98 graphics, but EGA is another one that always kind of interested me. I'm fascinated by EGA. Honestly, I'm fascinated by how difficult it can be to work with, being kind of like rainbow crayon colors, Lego colors. I welcome that challenge, and I love seeing how other game developers deal with that challenge. And of course, one of those game developers is Slat Studio, who is here with us right now, as well as Cosmic Void 3, who just launched Tachyon Dreams 3, which is incredible. I'm just going to save. I'm going to quickly check. I don't get my audio notifications anymore, which I need to adjust. I'm just going to quickly make sure I haven't missed any notifications. Okay, yes, Illusion of Mana. Thank you so much for the follow. I had like my spidey sense was tingling, so I'm glad I checked. Oh, and I got to make sure also, yeah, my my Photoshop has the stereo mochi going, hopefully. Sefsi, good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, load Crimson Diamond with enough RNG elements to make it a true challenge for speedrunners. Yeah, have people randomly placed in the house or something. Because the first thing you do in the demo is you have to say hello to everyone and introduce yourself. So I suppose a challenge could be like seating it so that everyone's in different places. I don't think I'll go that far, but it tickles me to think of having that happen. Of course, Last Studio. But like, please, honestly, if you want to put your link to your Betrayed Alliance page, website, or anything, just please do it. Absolutely. Long live adventure games. Long live EGA, text parser adventure games. And I love the fact that yeah, there's not just me doing this. There's a lot of other, well, not a lot of other people, but enough other people to feel like, yeah, there's some of us that love it and keep it kind of alive in people's hearts and introduce it to new people. Exactly, yeah. RNG Cormoran attacks 19, messes up her hair. Yeah, like just there's a bear that's wandering around in the woods, and sometimes it gets you. Kind of like in how Colonel's Bequest, there's some RNG deaths. Just, yeah, bear. I was actually thinking of at a certain point having a bear in the game, not as an RNG bear, but actually just having a bear. And then people would think, oh no, something happened to somebody. Maybe a bear did it, but I didn't commit to that. Just a missed opportunity again. Oh, there's another one. I like that. RNG, Nancy drops a plate when washing dishes and needs to clean it up. Yeah. Yes, BMD nerd. I've watched every one of those One Short Eye speedrun documentaries. They're amazing. I love it. It's funny, especially something like in King's Quest 3, where you have to just wait on the boat for 15 or what was it, 13 minutes on the boat. Everyone just gets up and leaves. I love it. It's great. I love that that's a part of the game that just can't be escaped. Although I don't know, there was a skip that was found, I think, in which it wasn't King's Quest 3, but there was he tweeted One Short Eye tweeted about a new skip in one of the games, and I think, oh no, it was King's Quest 3, something to do with the cat cookie or something. Ooh, my goodness. Slash Studio is going to get a Betrayed Alliance 2 demo out soon. How? Oh dear, basement flooding. Good luck with the basement flooding. But yeah, definitely sort that out first. Yeah, Betrayed Alliance 2 is going to look amazing because, of course, you have the special Carl. You have Carl Dupré-Richer working on the art for that. It's gorgeous. Okay, BMD Nerd, you've seen the King's Quest 3 and the King's Quest 6 ones. They're all good. They're all really good. This is not... I'm not... No, you know what happens? No, this isn't happening. I'm not buying it. Something wrong with this. There's something wrong with this. I need to fix this. Fingers, everyone, fingers. Fingers. Yes, Ted Bob, I think... Oh, was it a King's Quest 5 skip? I thought there was a King's Quest 3 skip. I mean, there's probably another skip that's been discovered for King's Quest 5, but the King's Quest 3 skip was something to do with getting down the mountain, and if you do something at a certain time, you don't have to... You can skip that part, or getting back up the mountain. I can't remember what exactly... Oh, Eating With was at a Ren fair, and during one of the sketches where the actors were drinking beer, crowd starts yelling bear. There was a black bear walking just outside the walls. The actors thought the people were saying beer. Do not offer beer to the bear. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what happens with these fingers is they're going off into the distance. That's the thing with... The complication with fingers is there can be foreshortening in them, right? Because they're cylinders, and they can be going away from us. And that's complicated. Yeah, Sefsi, honestly, I never thought speedrunning adventure games could be interesting as well. So watching the videos was a real education, and even speedrunning my own game, it showed me just how fun it is to actually do the speedruns, let alone watch other people. I was not expecting to enjoy it as much as I have. And speaking of speedruns, of course, Robot Spacer has been speedrunning The Colonel's Bequest, and he is also very surprised to find how much he enjoys doing it. It's a fun time. Okay, yes. Okay, King's Quest 3, eating a cookie during freefall, Mouse said. That, yeah, so you can get down the mountain that way. Oh, geez. Sorry, I'm on Big Julia mode. Thank you. Adventure Game Geek, thank you so much for stopping by. And you're working on a video for Blood Nova, an interview with Cosmic Void. Happy Crimson Tuesday. That's wonderful. I love to hear it. Thank you so much, Adventure Game Geek, for supporting not just me, but for supporting all these wonderful indie game creators, Cosmic Void 3 included. These guys they do wonderful work, and it's nice that some, people like you are out there really sharing that and spreading the word for that. So have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, Ted Bob, yeah, there is definitely something super, super pleasing about watching people break games, or just almost, like tricking games. If you're like that, I would advise you watch the Quest for Glory one short eye video. That one has some of the most amazing hacks, well, not hacks, but just time skipping tactics I've ever seen. The finger is just, I think this joint has to come down some. This is just going to be watching me work on this finger for the next, almost 2 hours, and then I'm going to give up. This part, so here, okay, so here, okay, so that's that joint. Okay, we're going to just break this down. So here's this joint here. Okay, wait, the joint goes like this, right? Then here's the other joint. Okay, so TV Prime, good evening, good to see you. Happy Crimson Good Tuesday. So let's see here. Welcome, welcome. You haven't finished King's Quest 3, Bill Coon? I have, but only with the help of walkthroughs, and that was many years ago. So that's going to help me, I think, figure this out. Just thinking of them as the segments, of making them actually be the cylinders that they would to visualize this. Aha! Oh, good. So Ted Bob, also, you feel like you don't want to watch the videos until you've finished the game yourself. Yeah, the Colonel's Bequest one is particularly amazing just because of all the information, like the extra information that was wrung out of that code that Sluicebox found. So that one was particularly educational. Okay, so... Oh, you know what? I gotta make... This fingers nail would not do that. Davor, that's amazing. Davor said, craziest time skip I ever saw in a speed run was a runner who, when a runner wrote something to extra RAM in Ocarina of Time, ripped the cartridge out and replaced it with Paper Mario, executed a JMP command with the value they wrote using Ocarina of Time. Oh, jeez. Oh, fantastic. Pixel Turkey, hello, hello. Here to provide moral support, just lurking while working on some art. Fantastic. Good to see you, Pixel Turkey. Happy Crimson Tuesday. And yeah, have fun working on the art. I like it kind of being like a bit of a co-working type of situation. Oh, that's much better already. Just angling that nail bed is really selling me more on this. Okay, good. Okay. And then there would be... Oh, this joint also has to come down a bit more, I think. Okay. Oh, Bill... Okay, so Bill, can you finish Space Quest 5, Space Quest 6, Police Quest 4, Iceman, Conquests... Oh my gosh, what's DOAR? DOAR. I'm blanking. I'm blanking on DOAR. Bill Kuhn. Oh no. Yeah, I would like to also know what happens when you put in the Paper Mario cartridge. Oh, okay, that's the list you have of the ones you haven't finished. Okay, Space Quest 5, Space Quest 6, Police Quest 4, DOAR, which I can't, I don't know what the acronym is. I'm gonna kill myself probably when you tell me what it is. Conquests. Oh wow, okay, so Jim Plays Games saw a video about how you can write arbitrary code into the RAM in Super Mario World with some very specific gameplay tricks that allow you to skip to the end sequence of the game. There are speedrunners who do this type of exploit speedrun. Wow. Oh, Dagger von Monroe. Thank you, Dr. McKellar. Thank you. Yes, and that's the one I'm kicking myself. Of course, Dagger von Monroe. Steph asks, will you ever do more adventure gaming streams? I especially enjoyed the last one. I do mean when I play other games, because I do play other games on nights that I'm doing an art stream like this. So if that's what you mean, then yeah, I will be working on Mortville Manor again tonight. Oh, Ted Bob. Yes, Gold Rush. Gold Rush is one of the ones that is famously frustrating. Which is kind of a shame for me because I would like to play it, but I'm too scared to try because it's gorgeous. It's one of the most beautiful. I think it's the best looking AGI game that Sierra made, but I'm too scared to play it. Okay, wow. Okay, Dave said that. Okay, so for concerning the Ocarina of Time was it Paper Mario? Paper Mario, yes, the Ocarina of Time Paper Mario trick. This spawned a bunch of particles to overflow the function location that the particles were calling. This put it up to where they wrote to in Ocarina of Time, which they used to call the scene transition function to end credits. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, Ted Bob, yeah, Gold Rush looks great. You agree, but would argue it's the most frustrating of the Sierra games. Even more frustrating than the Manhunter games. Because I've watched some Let's Plays of Manhunter games, and also, like, Codename Iceman is also an infamously frustrating game. So I am interested in if you've played or experienced those ones, and if you still feel the same way. Because Sierra has its fair share of just maddening games. Oh, Tom A.K. Satnav, so good to see you. Thank you so much for this resub. Tom A.K. Satnav, I hope you're doing well. Hope, what are you working on right now? You're working on Fairy Darls 2? Possibly? Beta Human. Really think that code injection techniques really go against the spirit of playing a game. I feel like I am inclined to agree with you, Beta Human. I think every trick that you have should be when the game is continuously in the slot, but I will say that I have to admire the inventiveness of that. Okay, Tom A.K. said I've continued to work on Feria Darls 2 very, very extremely slowly. Well, honestly, working on something slowly is better than not at all, so just a little bit of progress every day, and you'll get there. So I'm glad, I'm really glad, because Feria Darls, the first one I played and really, really enjoyed. It was gorgeous, and the puzzles were fun too, so good luck with your dev. And Ted Bob never played Manhunter. Those games, they're difficult for other reasons. There's really, it's not that logical. It's really hard to figure out what's going on. There's some mapping sections. Not that I've ever played them, just only watched people. It's another one where, yeah, I feel no need to play, but I love the way it looks. It's like for me, it's just a real unfortunate thing. Okay, well, Eating Weight says Codename Iceman probably more frustrating. I have not completed that one. I have completed Gold Rush, all three routes, and Manhunter New York. Yeah, Jim plays games agree. Code injection, stuff like that, not actually playing the game. It's hacking the game, but can be fun in itself. It's just the fact that someone came up with that and figured that out is very, very impressive. So, that's not how that goes. Actually goes like that. That crease, looking at this helpfully wrinkly hand, that crease goes that way actually. So, okay. You don't even like glitch friends, Beta Human. Yeah, I totally understand. Like I would have a hard time accepting that as like a completely legitimate speedrun for sure. Wow. Okay, Massimo said Galera Dragon has been speedrunning Gold Rush. You could invite her as a guest and play through the game with us. Oh. Interesting. So I guess Galera Dragon's just a super expert. Super expert. That would be probably the only way I would play Gold Rush is if I had an expert guide with me. Yeah, Jim plays games. Yeah, that would be nice. It kind of reminds me of kind of contemporary settings where there is still magic and how that works. This idea that people find a universe is a simulation. They find the universe is a simulation, and they manage to do some weird stuff that effectively does code injection into the simulated universe's code, and is basically like doing magic. Yeah, like of course, like the Matrix is the most famous example. Well, it's kind of code injection. Yeah. I'm going to quickly check my notifications again, in case I'm missing anything. Okay, good. Nothing missed. Good. Yeah, I gotta fix my notifications. I should see them in chat, but I don't. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, so that's good for the hand. What I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to start looking into lighting this hand and putting those wonderful age spots that I'm so excited about adding. That are going to use this technique here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this hand again, in case I need to walk all this back. Yes, it is the Matrix. Yes, Jim plays games, but I love the idea, and I'm totally open to seeing that explored more in other media. Okay, so the lighting in this, it's tricky. I'm gonna fake it because it's tricky. The lighting is coming from this fire here that we see in this shot, so really the lighting should be coming from underneath his hand, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do the lighting like top lighting. I guess there's moonlight, but anyway, I think If I was to do the lighting with it being should I okay, you know what, I'm talking to myself about this. I'm going to try it the way that I was thinking I was going to do it, and then if that doesn't work, then I will look into doing it the other way. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, diamond totally is reflecting light, totally not cheating. I will accept that. I will accept it. Yes, and eating with, yes, that there's a glitch in the matrix for that deja vu feeling is very, very, very nice. Okay, so we're gonna just do one of these, just in the broadest stroke. We're gonna do this, fill this up, but we're gonna preserve those lines, of course. We're not gonna lose those. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that off again, and I'm going to take this. Oh, and I'm going to want to sample all layers. Oh, no, I said sample all layers. Okay, there. I'm going to go back into here, and what I'm going to do is I think those lines will be extra shaded here. Oh. Maybe not those ones. Maybe just the internal stuff. Okay. Oh wait. There. This stuff. Right? It's the stuff that's... Yeah. The parts that are lined. I want... Oh, that piece too. Okay, this stuff here. Sefzi is speaking pro glitch run, adds mystery and excitement to the run. I think it is cool, but yeah, I do wonder about how people feel about them for like speedrun leaderboards and stuff. But I'm amazed at the inventiveness. How does this work? This isn't working for me. It's just becoming a mess. Actually, yeah, that's okay. The only thing that's confusing it is that collar that's underneath. Fisherman has a name, Jim Plays Game. The fisherman's name, canonically, is Doug Bow. Doug for Douglas Herring, who, of course, did the gorgeous art in Colonel's Bequest. And Bow as in Laura Bow. So both of those. Oh, Get Celius! Thank you so much for the raid. Happy Crimson Good Tuesday to you and your raiders. Ted Bob asks, just out of curiosity, is there a particular reason, preference you use Photoshop for this work? Yes, that's a very good question. I use Photoshop. It's definitely not necessary to use Photoshop. Photoshop is a really powerful program. It's you don't need it for pixel art. That's absolutely for sure. There is an amazing variety of pixel art programs that are free or much cheaper than Photoshop. Including, of course, there is Aseprite, which also has some wonderful pixel art features that Photoshop does not have, and it also has some animation features which are really nice that Photoshop also does not have. The reason I use Photoshop is because I have been using Photoshop as a freelance illustrator for more than 10 years, and I started using Photoshop in college, so I've gotten many years of experience with Photoshop. And the other reason that I'm using Photoshop for this is because I got a discount for the cloud, a very significant discount for the cloud. And I really have to thank the friend I have at Adobe for that, because if I didn't get that discount, I don't think that I would be using Photoshop because the subscription is pretty hefty. So those are the reasons, and so that's a very good question. Definitely, even if you like Photoshop, there are other things that act a lot like Photoshop does. But I was looking for some other programs that act a lot like Photoshop. Some of them act just a little not like Photoshop enough to be frustrating, and I found that with GIMP. But I do know there's other programs like Photopea and Krita, I think, which might be a bit closer. And some of those are, free and open source, or just one purchase. So yes, absolutely, this is kind of totally not necessary to have for your pixel arting. There's even pixel art programs on phones. You can just do this stuff on your phone. There's absolutely no reason to use Photoshop besides just comfort. Jim Plays Games, have a wonderful night. Happy Crimson Kid Tuesday. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I might still be rocking. I was just eating with. I was using Photoshop Creative Suite 2 for ages. I would have considered continue to use it. The only reason that I actually started to look for alternatives like GIMP, and I tried GIMP very briefly, is because when I started streaming, Photoshop CS2 is not really, I guess, optimized for modern PCs, and it was really a lot slower. It really started to slow down for me, and that was a problem. It was almost unusable. In my earlier streams, I was using CS2, and for just the way my computer is, it wasn't smooth enough. There was a lot of delays, and that's why I started looking into Photoshop alternatives in the first place. But then I got connected to this Photoshop person, this Adobe person who got me this discount. So that's why I'm so lucky that I get to continue to use Photoshop, and I'm using Creative Cloud Photoshop, which is actually, for whatever reason, does work much better on my computer as it is now than CS2 did. Okay, see, BMD Nerd vouches for Acebright. Eden Way says Pixelmator on the Mac has a very PS-like vibe, maybe too much so, but if this one is coming from Photoshop, it might feel familiar. I want something that is exactly like Photoshop. Even though you can't draw. No, don't say that. Don't say that, BMD Nerd. Everyone can draw. It's just a matter of what your expectation is and what you're hoping to achieve, right? And what the gap is between those two things, really, I suppose. But this is a decent start. So we're going to get in and we're going to start working in, this is, too choppy, but we're going to start working in just softening up some of these edges and some of these colors. What I actually like doing with the contrast between these the gray and the bright red is I actually will surround that bright red with this other color to soften up that contrast, because I find that the contrast between the light red and the gray is too strong, and I will usually do this when I'm using this color as for these types of like fleshy applications. With this palette, with the EGA palette, contrast is something to keep in mind a lot. There are some colors that are very low contrast when you hold them against each other, so they can actually blend really nicely. A lot of the colors don't, and in that case, this is a technique that helps to soften some of that effect. Yes, Ted Bob. My friends introduced me to Acebright, and I loved how easy it was to make brushes. Been experimenting more with dithers for some projects. They have this dynamic Bayesian, I don't know how to pronounce it, dithering, which is fascinating to me on Acebright. That's one of the features I was thinking of when I was thinking of pixel art features that Photoshop does not have. This wonderful, like, pressure-sensitive dithering that you can do in Acebright. I did play with Acebright for a bit, I've done a little bit of my sprite animation in Acebright. And that's another thing, another one of those alternatives I was looking at when I was thinking maybe I can't do Photoshop anymore. And that's the one I would recommend for if you're a PC user. Acebright is very reasonably priced, and because it is, there are tons of tutorials and brushes you can load and palettes you can load. Getselius asks, have you considered using some of the Procreate? I have not used Procreate. It's gorgeous, and I think, is that on iPad or is that also on PC? I have used Clip Studio Paint for Strange Dungeon, which actually, speaking of Strange Dungeon I worked on during the summer. My classmate Ilya is making this roguelike tactical kind of like, well, turn-based RPG. And what's cool about it that just came out, was announced yesterday, was that it is a finalist in the Toronto Ubisoft Indie Series for 2013, which is super cool to me. I actually Crimson Diamond was a finalist in the Ubisoft Toronto Indie Series in 2019, so it's kind of cool that that he's got to be a finalist as well for his project. Beta Human says, if you want to see an Aseprite master at work, check out Granulac? Okay, I'm going to write this down. Granulac. At Granulac. This is Aseprite. I love Aseprite. If I had extra time, I would love to become an expert at that. Ambersine, good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Okay, Getsilly says, beside it being on Apple, I've heard nothing but good things about Procreate also. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I love the way Procreate looks. I've watched people use it on streams and things. I do have an iPad, so that is another thing that I could explore. Because it looks amazing the way that it does things, and I like that it has that step-by-step feature too. Which I think, does Aseprite have a step-by-step like animation feature? I can't remember. But stuff like that, Photoshop does not have. Okay, and so another thing that I would do probably here is get in here with hit this up with some highlights. Let's take a look at some of these other pirates to get some other ways that we can use this EGA. Let's look at the master's work. Right, okay. Yes, okay, Beta Human, yes, verifies. Aseprite has a crazy excellent frame-by-frame animation feature. Yes, okay, yes. So. Just going to put in a bit of... I just told you that I was removing a lot of this, a lot of the contrast, and I'm just going to go back in and put some in. That might be, we might do that as firelight, potentially. We'll see. I might switch that up to yellow, but for now it's kind of working for me. Oh yeah, data voice. So frame by frame animation would be kind of just like the way traditional animation or classical animation was done, where you have, it's almost like layers, right? Like Photoshop image layers, where and each one is basically a very similar version of the layer before it, except it's slightly adjusted in terms of what the artwork is doing, so that when you play them all in sequence, then you get this illusion of motion, that animation effect. Yeah, it's just like classical traditional animation, pretty much. Just kind of transposed onto a digital context. And Aseprite also has onion skinning, which is kind of nice, which means that, well, in traditional animation or classical animation, the paper was kind of a bit translucent, so you can kind of see the drawing underneath, I think, and so you can kind of gauge how much movement or how different you want the subsequent frame to be. And so onion skinning is another thing in Aseprite, that it lets you kind of see how dramatic that next frame is going to be compared to the one that preceded it. I mean, Photoshop does kind of have something like that, but it's got this thing called timeline here, where I can create a frame animation with the layers here. I can have something like that, but it's kind of it's pretty okay for just simple things. Yes, that's right, Gomansama. Animation desks have a light under them too. I forgot about that. Yes, 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 yes. So from there, I'm going to look into some of this stuff I was mentioning about this wonderful way that Steve Purcell has done the reflected light on this pirate's face. That's nice. And then you see this is like the way that the light is on here. So what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to use the red dithering in much the same way as I did on the face. And then we're going to go with the reflected light / age spots of the brown on the underside of this hand. So we're going to get into that. But where are the dithers? Okay, so that's an experimental dither. I'm just going to duplicate that. Okay. Hand. Yes, Dave says, I really like the onion skinning in ProMotion. You can adjust the color of pre and post onion skins, adjust their opacity, and adjust how many frames forward or backward are displayed as onion skins. Yes, Acebright has something like that as well. So that's kind of nice. Let's see. So this is, oh, that's already the right color. Fantastic. Okay, so I don't even have to fiddle with anything. And Ted Sprite also, Ted Bobs also says Sprite's animation very easy to learn. Clip Studio is probably the most frustrating I've worked with. Yeah, Clip Studio Paint, I like it because the brushes are really nice in it. They've got some nice impasto brushes that again Photoshop does not have that type of brush. So Clip Studio Paint is good for that, and that's kind of why I learned a bit of Clip Studio Paint when I was working on Strange Dungeon. So it's all good. It's all good. Like, not everything does everything the best. But if I had to pick one program to use that wasn't Photoshop, I would probably go with pixel art with Acebright because of yet being PC and everything. But Procreate is definitely one I want to look at. And of course for painting, Clip Studio Paint is very good. So. Let's see. Some of this under here. Art Burklass, good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Art Burklass says, I don't know if this was answered, but I think frame by frame is usually opposed to 3D model-based animation, where there are no defined frames but programmed and/or algorithmically defined continuous motion. That's I didn't make that distinction or anything. So Art Burklass, thank you for the description. Yeah. Actually, let's do this. Oh, good. You've been lurking while working. Lurking. I like it. I really like hearing that when people do that because I do that sometimes when I'm working as well. I'll have a stream on and just be around. In fact, what if I made that part maybe I'll make that part purple, brown. Let's start with making that underside brown. So let's see. I was going to do the eyedropper on the Purcell piece, but I should just use my own. Okay. Same, your work lurk. Neon Totem, good to see you as well. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Oh, whoops, wrong color. That's really subtle. I might not do that. I might stick to dithering for that. Let's get another dither on there. Work lurk. Good to see you. Okay. Dave, are you used to digital art programs? Yeah, I mean, you can kind of do it, Dave, in stuff like Photoshop. Like I do I preview sometimes my animations, and I show you guys my animations in Photoshop, but it's really not the best thing. Oh, good. You're finishing a piece you've been procrastinating on for like a month. Good, good. Work lurking. Let's change this color of this one to brown. So you can see I just reuse a lot of these dither masks. Okay. Oh no, I did that. I can already tell that didn't work properly. Okay, no, we don't want all layers. We just want this layer. Okay. Great. Then put this back on. Why did this... Okay, there. Okay, good. Oh, yeah, in GIMP, Photoshop animation is miserable. Yeah. Luckily for me, Crimson Diamond stuff tends to be very low resolution, and so I'm pretty loose with what I'm... Ooh, I love it already. I'm pretty loose with what I'm doing with it, and I don't need to really get into too much of other animation. Oh, I like that color a lot. I like it a lot. Cosmic Void 3, good evening. Congratulations on launching Tachyon Dreams 3. Last week I was a little premature with that, but I'm so excited for you. If you want, or if anyone wants, please, 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 again, drop that link for Tachyon Dreams 3 into chat. Yes, exactly. Work lurk is work. Work. We can pronounce it differently. Work. Oh, Lunark ones are smooth, low-res animations. Yeah, yeah. Div, I suppose for me, I'm kind of going with the authentic kind of slightly jerky animation style. But I do totally respect when people go that extra mile and do something really smooth. Yeah, I love that color underneath there. It's just so beautiful to me. Even though it's really subtle, I don't know how much that's going to get noticed. Meepian, good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Alright, I'm going to quickly check again my notifications in case I missed anything. Oh yes, Get Silly is okay. Yes, thank you for the raid. I did say that. Okay. Going back. Okay, yeah. So. Yes, I'm really loving this Steve Purcell trick of this underlighting in here. It's super nice and splendid. Even though it might barely register. Yes, please. Yes, anyone who wants to check out Tachyon Dreams 3, check it out on Itch.io. There is the link in chat. Yeah, I love it. Long live EGA text parser adventure games. Thank you so much. I look forward to playing it. I have not, speaking of playing stuff, I have not really played anything since last week, unfortunately. I'm still on Disco Elysium, and I will get back to it at some point, but no progress there. Davor, Lunark is the one who has that animated Twitter profile pic, I think. I think that's the same person. Just, I don't know, I could be wrong, but for whatever reason, it's just kind of ringing a bell. Aha! Ted Bob's, I've been showing a friend of mine Snatcher, and it's kind of getting the gears going to making something in a similar style. See, that is I think, what is that, like a console kind of a game? I keep it's funny because when I showed when I showed Crimson Diamond at events. That's one of the games they said my game reminded them of, and I just I'd never played it, but I think I'd looked it up, and it's got something to do with a giant pair of scissors or something. Something. Oh, Cosmo 4. Yeah, I'm glad you're liking the way that the hand is looking. I'm using this beautiful pirate, and just that indirect light, the way the indirect light is hitting on that other side of the side with his ear. I'm stealing that wholesale, and I'm going to add some H spots and things. Okay, that's Clock Tower. Okay, gotcha, Ted Bob. What is Snatcher? Oh, Snatcher is that game by that Japanese dev, right? What's his name? What's that guy's name? He does like other games now that are really big. Yes. Hideo Kojima. Kojima made the Snatcher. That is correct. Yes. And yes, Maximus picked up Wajidai's Humble Bundle for $10 for the full catalog. There's 1 week left in that. So yes, that's also a really good note, Maximus. Dave Gilbert, Wajidai Games, another adventure game studio developer and now publisher. And yes, Humble Bundle with all their games. That's a fantastic deal, of course. Is this? Why is he known as Kojimbo? Is that like a Yojimbo reference, Sepsi? I do feel like being just a PC kid, I missed out on a lot of really fun and interesting Japanese developed games. Let's add those age spots in. Kojimbo. Okay, it's very influenced by Blade Runner. Gotcha. Dave says, I found out Hobbs Barrel was made in AGS when my cat ran across the keyboard and made an AGS unique error crash. Oh, that's great. Yeah, definitely. Sean Aitchison made Hobbs Barrel, which I haven't played it yet, but yeah, was like a big hit, which I'm so happy for him. I actually met Sean at Adventure X in 2019, and yeah, I'm so cool when you see Adventure Game Studio games out there doing well. It's a great engine, of course. I just mentioned Dave Gilbert being another AGS dev. Francisco Gonzalez, who's making Rosewater, another AGS dev. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, where's Okay, so maybe I need to make those 8 spots smaller. Okay. Oh, sure, Tedbot. I'm sure Japanese adventure games have their share of frustrations, but a lot of the North American ones do, and the European ones do as well. I just finished Cruise for a Corpse by Dauphine Software International, French developer, and Mortville Manor, also made by a French developer, Lancourt. And yes, all these older games tend to have a few things here or there that just are a bit troublesome. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't imagine that Japanese developers would be any different. But it would be cool to play something like a Japanese adventure game. Okay, yeah, so Hideo loves Kurosawa, hence the name Kojimbo, the nickname Kojimbo for Hideo Kojima. I wonder if those H spots are maybe they're not doing what I want them to do. Maybe they need to be way smaller. Meepian says, my favorite non-PC Japanese adventure game is Ghost Trick. I hope it will be ported to PC someday. Yeah, it's like the console aspect of anything I have zero idea about. It's kind of exciting. Yeah, maybe I just need to make these kind of like little dots. Yeah, and just kind of mix it up into the dithering here, too. Yes, Incantamentum, of course, was Hobbs Barrow's original name. And that's what, I think he showed that at, did he show that at Adventure X 2019? He very well may have. Like a work in progress type of a thing. Sefsy says, PC 98 era Japanese adventure visual novel game, such a unique aesthetic. I like it. I love that look. And yes, Cruise for Corpse, Ted Bob. I just finished it. It's gorgeous. But yeah, it definitely has its frustrations. TV Prime. So the working resolution for this game, 320 by 200 pixels. But of course, you'll be able to play the game like it'll blow up. It'll like scale up to fit your computer screen. It's not going to be just a tiny little thing. And actually, the new version of the demo, which will be coming out at some point, will have an opportunity for you to toggle between full screen and windowed mode in game, which is going to be a big improvement over the current demo, which you had to kind of run a setup file to fix the display. Yes, that's studio. I was kind of I think you're right. I think they're a bit distracting, but I do want a bit of texture. So I think this experiment is failing. But what I might do is I might just add an extra layer of oh, that's nice already. That's nice. Okay, an extra layer of line here that is brown. That's adding to that sense of dimensionality for me already. So I'm gonna get into that. Yeah, yeah. The dream of 8 spots is over, but yeah, I do like the use of that. His incantamentum has to be all uppercase. Oh, Muslims, you got to meet Shannon at 2022 Adventure X. Very lovely. Oh wow. Okay, Meepian, that's awesome. I follow a Twitter account that posts nothing but Columbo screenshots, and it's also great. So you've got one that's PC 98 compatible, PC 98 game screenshots. Also, bodega cats for pictures of cats in bodegas. Bodega. Also, that's a favorite of mine. Incantamentum slash studio. You say you like the name of it, but you like Hobbs Barrow better. Yeah, Incantamentum is it's hard to say, it's hard to spell, it's hard to remember. So I think, for me, I think it was a good move that they changed the name. Because yeah, Hobbs Barrow is definitely a lot easier to remember. Yeah, Beta Human. Yeah, PC 98 adventure aesthetic. Um, that reminds me of like Tim Rogers' 6-hour opus to Tokimeki Memorial. That type of a look, I believe. I'm just kind of throwing that out there as a possible example because I certainly didn't have access to any of those games. Ted Bob says there's a joke about PC 98 games that 98% of the library is NSFW. Speaking of that, GOG has some kind of like promo sale on right now that is like it's mostly like that kind of NSFW type of game. Or was that Steam? So one of either Steam or GOG had some kind of sale of saucy games. Oh, GOG. Okay, BMD. It was GOG. Yeah, I get the emails. So. Oh yeah, interesting. Yeah, okay. So yeah, list of PC 98 games. The label SFW and SFW. Yes. Okay, so GOG has that, which I think is kind of fun because yeah, it's not one of those things that maybe you don't know to look for and stuff, but it's nice that they're supporting those games as well. Those developers also have to eat. Oh no, Chef C. I don't. I'm definitely not a fan of when remakes redo the art a lot of the time because I usually just like the original art because honestly, a lot of the time in adventure games of a certain age, redoing the art means taking it from EGA, which of course is the palette I love, and making it into some other palette or VGA. And for me, it's almost always a step down. And that's partly because of my incredible bias for for EGA games, but I don't know. Like a lot of the remakes, yeah, the art is not doesn't tend to be like my favorite thing. So is the one you are citing. Was remastered recently for Steam. They sucked the soul out of the art. That's so sad. I'm glad. I think everyone deserves good games. So if people who like NSFW games and want to play them, those people deserve to have good games too. So that makes me happy for you to say that it's a very cerebral game. Nice. Ted Bob says also Famicom Detective Club remake was nice. Wish they had the option to play the originals and original graphics. Stuff like the limited run games Loom and Monkey Island stuff. That was my most pressing question was can you play with the original graphics? And that's kind of what kept me away from the Day of the Tentacle Deluxe Remastered Edition until I learned that you could toggle between the original pixel art and their smoothed over version. Yeah, well, I got it. I did get the remastered edition. Once I did learn that you play it with the pixel stuff. Because otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't picked it up. I like the pixel art, and I like the EGA palette. So I was really happy to learn that Loom is that limited run games version is releasing with the EGA version too. Oh no! GOG Cosmic Void 3 says applies this ugly shader for Simon the Sorcerer and KKND. Oh, Corandia? Maybe? So you can forget about the beautiful crisp pixels. It's not only now it's smudged. Oh, that's the worst for me is when they add that when they vectorize the art by smoothing out all the edges. I don't like that at all. Belkun, if everyone deserves good games, does anyone deserve bad games? Well, not games of poor quality, but I think if you want a bad game, then I think you should get to enjoy a bad game that is made with love, right? Oh well, okay. So Mousema says they added EGA to Loom release after Twitter induced pressure, I believe. So good job, everyone. uh, oh, strategy game. KKND is a strategy game. Yes, Sefsi. I'm not a huge fan of the new Return to Monkey Island art, but I will still buy and play it because I know that it's a very good game, and I've heard lots of good things about it. And yeah, the team is a very good team. So yeah, I mean, definitely art is a very, very, very subjective thing, but I'm sure it's still a really good game experience. So this is still too bright of a hand. What I might actually do is I might lift, bring the shadow part up, like make that be in more shadow because I feel like this is not shadowy enough. I need to put all these hands into a hand group. Is what I need to do. So I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, that's nothing. Okay, all these hands. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, wait. Nope. I didn't do that properly. Yeah, these all go in here, right? Go in there. Okay. What? Oh, I've got an auto select layers. Don't do that. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, good. Huh. Okay. Oh, and Ted Bob also not a fan of Return to Monkey Island art, but warmed to it. Good. I'm glad to hear that, and I'm hoping the same will happen for me. TV Prime found the new Monkey Island art style okay. All right, gotcha. You didn't care for the main character, gotcha. Yeah, the way the character looks. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the way the character looks either, but yeah, it's too bad that people they tend not to like something. They can get really over the top about it and make a lot of noise about it. I just said, oh, I don't really like how that looks, but I think I'm sure it's good, and I'm gonna get it because it's gonna be a good game. And even if I wasn't gonna get the game, I wouldn't say anything about that either. Okay, so you're not a big fan, Dave, of Ron Gilbert writing and direction. Gotcha. And TV Prime says that said, it's still a great game if you haven't played it yet. Yes, I definitely will play it. I've got like this crazy backlog right now, so um, I will eventually buy it, I'm sure. Yeah, the hand has to be lit darker, I think. So that's going to give me more enough of an opportunity to add more of this beautiful brown that I'm really enjoying. So. Yeah, it's definitely a stylistic choice to return to Monkey Island art. And yeah, I definitely wouldn't go in for the speculation that they couldn't afford it. Good art, that doesn't make that much sense to me, so I'm sure it wasn't that. It was a choice for sure. Okay, so let's add some more. So actually, let's duplicate this group and then get rid of some of these layers. And this will be my hand group of adding more shadow to it. Okay, so because I feel like I think that's what it needs. Yes, Beta Human, yes. Apparently the ending, I think it's gotten slightly spoilery for me, the ending, but yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a nice thing. And I will get around to it. I will. Yeah, I think I'm going to need this to be more shadow here. Which should be good because I can hide more stuff. Now I bought just dropped a bunch of links in the chat. Of course, all the stuff you want to look for in terms of Crimson Diamond stuff can be found on thecrimsondiamond.com. It's going to have all the links to like Twitch, which you guys are on right now, Twitter and Mastodon, my merch store stuff like on Society 6 and on Fourth Wall. And of course, if you missed part of the stream tonight, or your schedule does not allow for watching the streams live, there is a YouTube channel where I put all the VODs and stuff. So that's all there. And of course, I do have a dev blog every month that I put out kind of mid-month, and it's kind of a nice way to get news of like updates and links to live streams and stuff, or the VODs. I mean, links to VODs. So I do recommend. Yeah, I mean, if you want to get your Crimson Diamond news and not have to deal with social media stuff, you can get that delivered directly to your email box if you do subscribe on the link that's on the main page. Okay, Moral Recordings, good to see you. It says, for me, Return to Monkey Island stuck the landing much better than Thimbleweed Park did. Yes, I played Thimbleweed Park. I can't even remember the ending. I did finish it, but I can't remember the ending of that one. But I did enjoy it, and the art is gorgeous. And Dave Force says, I will say I feel justified in having seen the ending and the Theropod's crew reaction to it. Felt basically the same as about Thimbleweed and Monkey Island 2. Uh-oh. Oh, Jim Matt, good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. The ending was cool. Of Thimbleweed Park, it went all EGA in the end. I don't remember that. Did it? I would have remembered that. What else can one ask for? Uh-oh. How can I not remember? I might have to go back and rewatch the end of the Thimbleweed Park. My gosh. Happy Crimson Kitty. I like that. Crimson Kitty. It reminds me of like a Lovecraft. Yeah, I think every game should just end in EGA, and then I'll give it a 10 out of 10. And let's bring up the dithering. Ah. Anyway, it says, I need to replay Thimbleweed Park now that I've gone back and played some of the early LucasArts Lucasfilm games. I would eventually. I should get around to playing EGA Loom at some point. I have not done the pre-order for Loom. It's kind of expensive, and it's going to take a while to even arrive. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll go for it. I just may I may just buy the VGA version of Loom and play the EGA version of Loom that I've acquired elsewhere. That tends to be what I do in this kind of a situation. Like I did that with Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and I also did that with Rise of the Dragon. Yeah, exactly. TV Prime. I think Thimbleweed Park's ending could have been better. TV Prime says, but for me, it's about the journey in the game is hilariously funny. Yeah, exactly. TV Prime. I don't remember the ending of Thimbleweed Park, but I enjoy playing it, and that's kind of, I guess, the important part. Beta Human, Rise of the Dragon VGA for life. Okay, look, I can be objective enough to say that yes, for the VGA and the maybe even the Sega CD version of Rise of the Dragon do look better. But I found the EGA version of Rise of the Dragon very appealing. I like their use of dithering. It it was nice still. I'm glad I had that experience. I am. And also, it's really not seen very much, like on YouTube and other places. So I'm glad I got to share that. And if anyone is interested in seeing what that game looked like in EGA, they can like look at that video as a record of that. So that's for lots of reasons. I'm glad I played it in that version. Ted Bob says Rise of the Dragon was an interesting one for sure. I think overall it's a very good game. Just the arcade sequences, especially the one at the end, that's kind of what you're left with. Your last impression of the game is this very frustrating arcade sequence. So that's not the wisest choice, I would say. Oh, Nelson says Rise of the Dragon EGA was a highlight of 2022 for me. Well, I'm glad. I did have a lot of fun playing that. I did. My goodness. Oh, Ted Bob, yeah, only ever saw the Sega CD version. Yeah, the EGA version is very rare, and that was it's kind of even hard to find on the internet. Oh, I see. Bill Coon says the pre-orders for Loom from Limited Run will end on Sunday, February the 26th. If I know them, there is no such thing as getting a copy after the pre-orders close. Yeah, I am probably not going to go for it. It's too expensive for me, and like I'm not a super Loom fan, and maybe if I had been, I would. And yeah, I just really just want a digital version of the EGA Loom. That's pretty much all I need. Oh no, Cosmic Void 3 Willy Beamish is the same. Plenty of arcade bits. Ugh. Bleh. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna bring up this now because now I have more room to do that. I'm never happy to see an arcade sequence in a game. I know you guys are for the entertainment reasons of watching me struggle, but yeah, I'm never happy to see that. Yes, and also Bilkun, yes, good point. Limited Run is also doing a physical edition of Return to Monkey Island. I did do the art for the Monkey Island 30th anniversary anthology. I did do the art in the art book, like the little EGA portraits of like Ron Gilbert and Tim Schafer and all the others, David Fox, Steve Purcell, everyone in there. So I do have a PDF of the book, and that's kind of basically what I want out of that because they had all these wonderful interviews, which I still have not read, but as far as that box goes, that's the only thing I really have from that, and that's kind of to me the most important part versus any of the other kind of swag that's in there. Yeah, Ted Bob. It was like a dream kind of job. I never really thought that I could get to do commissioned portraits that would be in like a physical edition. One short eye. Good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, one short eye. Speaking of Colonel's Bequest, I know we've got some Colonel's Bequest lovers in here. One Short Eye did this fantastic video um, about the secrets of King's Quest. So there you go. And he has the YouTube channel. We were talking earlier about speedrunning of adventure games, and he produces these wonderful documentaries of speedrunning adventure games. So thank you. It's good to see you, One Short Eye. Yes, the videos eating with the videos are all pure gold. Dave, I have a PDF of the book, and yeah, I mean it would be nice to get the actual book, but it's fine. At some point, we don't need to accumulate so much stuff. So I'm totally cool with having just the the PDF of that. Oh wow, what's this Tetris thing? Okay. Yeah, Ted Bob. To be fair, Rise of the Dragon, the arcade sequences are skippable. So you mentioned that you don't mind the arcade sequence in adventure games, providing it's not absolutely required to complete the game. Yeah. So to be fair, um, Rise of the Dragon. Dave, you said I'm just catching up on chat. Sorry, must have not. You're saying I must not have liked Quest for Glory much. I love Quest for Glory. Let me know. I think I must have missed. I must have missed a message, but yeah, Dave, explain the Quest for Glory thing because I wanna be able to answer that. Yeah, Jim. I also was not a big fan of the clown, but I love the art and I love just about everything about it. The pixel art was glorious. Okay. Oh, good. Retro Palace did a good Sega CD Beamish walk. Oh, I didn't know Sega CD. There was a Willy Beamish Sega CD. Oh, I see. Okay, Dave Boy says I may have encountered one or more arcade sequences in the Quest for Glory series. Yes, okay, the arcade sequences being, I guess, the combat sequences. I just kind of mashed the buttons. Although I think I did actually genuinely got decently good at the fighting in Quest for Glory 2. Yeah, Dave, I would not have turned down a copy of the book. That's for sure. But yeah, it's fine. I'm totally cool with the PDF. Now I need to I need to carry through that dithering thing I was doing on the outside of the hand to these fingers. What's the best way to do that? It's fine, she says, gritting her teeth. It's fine. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to put the red dither on top. Totally cool. Totally cool. Alright. Alright. Maybe not on the rear. Yeah, it's just the rear finger too. We only live once. And then we're going to clean that off. Oops. Okay, there. Good, 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 good. That's all good. Alright. And then we add this beautiful red dither on top. That's good. Oh, TV Prime, the Elvira series had broken arcade combat. So I played Personal Nightmare, which was made by Horror Soft, which they also did the Elvira games. And that's kind of one of the reasons I've always been fascinated by those games, and those games look gorgeous. But one of the reasons that I've been kind of like scared to play them is that I know they're very hard, and also they're not EGA, so they're not really my thing. But I've always been deeply curious about the Elvira stuff. Those games are hard. I think didn't Retrograde Tom played those. I feel like maybe even just the first one. I don't know. Okay, Elvira, much more fun to play with cheats enabled. Well, it's very good to know that there are cheats for that game. Evil Tentacle has played Elvira 1 over the holidays. Combat very jank. Not too hard once you know what to do. But the art is amazing. The art is amazing. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Oh, Bilkun. That is interesting. EcoQuest 1 and 2 were both voiced, but Pepper's Adventures in Time, which came after both of them, was not. That's kind of a weird choice. Yeah, or I don't know if it was a choice. Oh, no, what happened? This should move everything. Why isn't... What's happening? This is... Yeah, so you should move it all. What's going on? What? Do it properly. Do it properly. Ted Bob, this is the Great Canadian Tune Book, which is a series of MIDI Canadian folk tunes. This is originally what I wanted to use for my game. But I couldn't find the guy who made these arrangements to ask him for permission to use them, so I started looking for musicians to make original music, and that's kind of how I met up with Dan, which was really nice. So it all worked out in the end. What's not working out is why it's doing this. Why is it not moving the brown dither with everything else? Why is that happening? Oh, it's because it's not linked here. Oh. That should still work, though, right? You see what happened? When you unlink the dither mask from the other bit, and you try to move the whole group, the dither mask doesn't move. But you'd think if you're moving the whole group, that would include this. I learned something new today. Okay, that's looking better when I added more darkness to that. I'm kind of wondering if I need to extend out the arm though, because if it starts... Oh yeah, I also have to delete that gray part. The gray part. Let's just merge some of this stuff. Some of this is... Okay, yeah, let's merge, let's get rid of that stuff. Okay. So when we animate this, we're gonna... Oh, I did it again. When we animate this, it's gonna go from out of frame. Go out of frame. Okay, how does it do this? How does this go? So here is what we're working on. This is our reference. This is what is currently in the demo, to give you an idea of the state of some of the graphics in the demo. And why don't we use that the animation frames of animation here, as we were talking about earlier, to play that. That's what we're doing. Actually, looks like his wrist needs to be angled more. Yeah, it needs to be angled. It's too flat in my new one, so I'm going to have to do some adjusting. Slats Studio asks, are you going to center the gem around his face, eyes? Yeah, probably I should do that. It's probably a good idea. Okay, let's do that. Okay, yeah, that something like that. Yeah, I think so. But I think definitely the angle of the arm needs to be fixed. You would do that centered. You wouldn't do this. You wouldn't. Yeah, okay. Wrist feels big and overpowering. Okay, we're gonna change that wrist area. So why don't we do that? So he's gonna. The natural inclination is to put it directly in front of your face and centered. Okay. TV Prime says the original looks way better. There is something about the energy of this piece that I do like. And in fact, that's the problem a lot of artists have, me included, where sometimes the sketch can look better legitimately because it's got the looseness and the energy that the final does not have. So that actually is an important point to keep in mind. That we don't often produce better art by stiffening up. But yeah, I'm gonna need to change. I need to change the angle of that arm. So I want his hand to do this, right? It's not like this. It's like this. Like more naturally, you would do this, not like this. Yeah, you feel the love in the original. I probably spent, probably like 20 minutes at least on that. So yes, I totally get it. Yeah, look, it's too parallel. Yeah, I definitely think it should. It could either. Yeah, like maybe it wouldn't. His arm wouldn't be flat like this. Like, yeah, you're right. It would be like this. So, and that would read as just like a lower angle here. And yes, there is impressive ambiguity in the face. So it's good also that I keep this open as a reference because we might want to make those adjustments, right? To bring back some of what's happening in that original. Okay, so one of the things we're going to do, we're going to adjust the wrist of that. Yeah, so we're going to... Okay, actually... Oh. Okay, so there's the hand. I'm going to take away the dithering for now. We're going to adjust the angle of the wrist. Before we do that, we duplicate. Oh! Bilgoon says Eco Quest 2 was not voiced, apparently, like Space Quest 5. Okay. Huh. And Bilkin says, I think only the second time I've heard of a sequel being technically inferior to the original. Interesting. I wonder why they decided not to. Okay, so we're going to change the angle of this. And we know what we're going to try first, and it's going to look horrendous. We're going to just try... we're going to just try to tilt that, and then fix it. And Cosmic Void, I'm glad you say that it is in fact an improvement. Okay, so let's adjust this a bit. The game now incorporates floaty severed heads. Where's a floaty severed head in the game? Yeah, that's gonna, I think, do that a bit better. Scum VM has an automatic voicing feature. Bilkin, that's cool. So is it for like accessibility reasons? Is it like the synthesized voice in Mortville Manor? Speaking of, in half an hour we're gonna get to that. Trillbase, no, it's because it's a text parser game in terms of a sequel, a subsequent iteration of, well, a subsequent entry into a game series being technically inferior because it's text parser. Is that what you're implying, Davor? Actually, tilting that wasn't too bad. Right, it's fairly easy to fix. I see, Davor. Shots fired. I would say, if I could so humbly provide my opinion into the matter, that text parser in some ways is an enhancement of interaction in a game. Yeah, Mouse Miss agrees. Thank you. I can understand why mouse is considered an advancement though, because the actual peripheral of a mouse is technically it came after the keyboard. So in that respect, people got all excited with the new technology of a computer mouse and wanted to incorporate it into not just productivity software but also entertainment applications. So I can see why people would get the impression that a mouse is a superior input device. Cosmic Ford also agrees. Thank you. Yeah, voice acting. Yeah, TV prime voice acting is expensive, and it's still expensive. I think. I mean, maybe less expensive now because people have home studios, and you don't have to book like studio recording or anything like that. So, but I'm glad I'm working on a game where it's not really for people who remember this type of game. EGA games never had voice acting, except for, of course, Mortville Manor with the synthesizer, which doesn't really count as voice acting. It's just an automatically generated voice. But because I can't imagine that I could make it worth my while to voice my game because it's so expensive, even with people with home studios. Yeah, more recording expensive when you hire voice actors instead of the King's Quest V approach of roping people in from the office. Yes, yes, exactly. In order to rope people in from the office, you have to have an office and you have to have other people. I have neither, so I don't have that working for me. Yeah, Bill Kun, you're 100% correct as well. As a hobbyist audio videophile, people having home studios are only as good as the voice actors' room acoustics and equipment. 100% true as well. Jess Khan, good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday to you. Welcome back. We are working on our guy here. So let's oh, I moved the hand. Why did I do that? Okay. That's kind of close. That's close enough. Oh wait, no. Okay, that's where it was. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Ted Bob. Yeah, just do what early '90s anime studios would do: grab the first person you see and to voice it. What's kind of funny to me that even now that seems to happen because I'll be watching something like Detective Conan, which is a Japanese mystery show, like an anime, and sometimes they'll have a character that they say is like a native English speaker, but it's clearly just a Japanese person saying those words phonetically. And I kind of wonder if they couldn't find someone who could speak the English part, even not a professional voice actor, but just a person who speaks English. They on short notice. I don't know. Because they had an episode maybe a few months ago where someone was supposed to be had grown up, was Japanese but grew up in America. So I think they were supposed to have they were supposed to sound like a native speaker, and they didn't. It even happens now. Great voice for this old man would be Allo. Judge Khan, how are we all today? We're doing pretty well. I'm still working through testing chapter 5. It needs a lot of testing because it's the least played through part of the game. But I'm getting through that. Getting through it okay. Oh, Judge Khan, you haven't seen. Take a bit of a visual break. I'm going to show you the holiday card this year. This is the debut day of the holiday card for non patrons. Why am I losing my voice? So there's that. There's that. Hold on, I'm gonna mute myself and clear my throat. 1 second. Okay, there we go. So that is the holiday card. This year's holiday card. And another thing I want to show is this for people who weren't here at the start of the stream. This is some of the stages of the mochi steaming and pounding machine. It's a combo machine. It does both. Some people find this unsettling, and I totally understand it. But hopefully not too scary for anyone. It's just a rice cake. It's just a glutinous rice cake being kneaded by a machine. So that's the other thing. Oh, good, Judge Khan, you got one in the mail. Fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful. The Mo recording says, I mean, King's Quest V give us the Mandel scream, so it's impossible to say if it's bad or it's impossible to say if it's bad or not. It's definitely a contribution to the audio history. Bill Kuhn, that's fantastic. When you fire the English voice actors, Japanese voice actors trying to voice act the characters in English. Okay, I gotta open that in a new tab because that looks too good to pass up, but I will save that for later. I can't believe there's a video on that. That's great. Oh my goodness. Okay, I can't wait. Okay, that's great. Okay. I'm gonna save that for later. Thank you, Bill Kuhn. Oh goodness. Oh good, Ambersine received your card yesterday. Fantastic. So this is perfect timing to show the holiday card because it hasn't gotten a chance to work its way around the globe. Oh no, Judge Khan. Well, I missed everything you just said thanks to Twitch ads. Okay, so I have these mochi blobs tumbling on my stream now because I like them, and I just want to show you. I wanted to share with everyone on stream the process by which that occurs. Oh, I got to change this from just chatting. I forgot to do that. Okay. So anyway, so this is this different disturbing stages, and I might say that the middle one, it might be the most disturbing of them. I don't know. How do you guys feel? I'm gonna put a poll up. How do I put a poll up? Can I do that from my this? Poll? Can I do poll? No, I can't. Okay. I can't do a poll. But out of these three, which do you find the most unsettling to look at? I think it's the second one because it kind of looks like it's digging, and that's kind of scary to me. It looks pretty tasty to me, Judge Khan. It smells amazing when you're making it. Yeah, more according to the middle one looks most alive. Yes. The one on the left kind of looks like something's underneath, burrowing around, which is also kind of scary. But there's something about that middle one. There's something about the middle one. It looks like it's trying to escape, and I don't like that. BMD nerd, also, you think the first one looks like it's trying to get out. It is. It Anyway. Neon Totem says, none bother me, but first one kind of looks like something digging underground trying to escape. Yeah, I feel like that one looks like something's underneath, but the middle one looks like a being. An actual being. And the third one looks like it's breakdancing and it's adorable, so anyway. And Judge Khan, the other thing I was showing when you were getting ads, it was, yeah, the holiday card and kind of like the process of doing the holiday card and how that all kind of worked out. Yeah, initially she didn't have mittens on her hands, and I was kind of having a little bit of trouble with the hands, and then I realized I can just put mittens on those hands, and it would solve my problems, and also it would be more realistic because she would be wearing mittens. It'd be more seasonal, and I can put 2022 on one of the mittens, and so it was one of those solutions that solved a lot of my problems. Bilkin says, just put an opaque cover over it and problem solved. Oh, there is no problem here, Bilkin. I adore the mochi ball, but I get that it looks a little weird. And just a boss fight waiting to happen, her Miyazaki character. Yeah, and Pixel Turkey, that's a good point. Also, the mittens were an opportunity for me to use more of the purple, which is not something that is really in this piece so much. So yeah, that's like 5 solutions. It solved 5 kind of design 5 problems by adding mittens. Anna TG, good to see you. You know you're late, but happy Crimson Good Tuesday. Happy Crimson Good Tuesday to you as well, Anna. So good to see you. I gotta change my tag to art because I keep forgetting. Okay, so there's that. Let's get back to it. We have another about 15 minutes before we move on to Mortville Manor. But yeah, we've done pretty well today, I think. So let's switch back. So yeah, we've got this hand so far, and I just adjusted the wrist on here, and I have to adjust the dithering underneath the wrist. So that's kind of what we're doing now, and I got to figure out where this goes. Kind of goes. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you're healing up well. How's the weight bearing going? I think that's kind of good enough. Yeah, I have yeah, and I've got a lot of these really awesome. Look at these. These are diamonds, and they're glorious. And one day I'm going to own an octahedral diamond. I've actually seen, I think I've seen one on Etsy that it was put in this beautiful, like it was like in it's a little cage. Like they didn't pierce it or anything. I want one that doesn't have a beading hole like drilled through it. I just want one that's a beautiful, perfect crystal of a diamond. And it doesn't need to be huge or anything. I just want a cute little small one as a representative of the form that it naturally inhabits. And not because it would be expensive and valuable. It's just really pretty. So one day I want a necklace like that with it's in a beautiful gilded cage as a pendant. That's the dream. Yeah, and I'm also using this wonderful Steve Purcell Pirate as my inspiration for the type of lighting that I'm creating on Doug's hand. Okay. I see. Oh, Anna, you got to deal with some pressure issues. Otherwise, feeling pretty good. Okay. Well, good luck with the pressure issues and the healing. It was pretty gnarly stuff. Oh yeah, that's not quite right. I think I had to shift. I have to shift this dithering over 1 pixel. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So. Yep, just, I think that angle on the arm is going to be much nicer. Oh, whoops. And yeah, we do need to center that a bit more. So let's take a look at how that's going to look. Okay. Haha, Anna, good. Old Fisherman looks fantastic on my big TV dithering for days. I love a good dither. Okay, here we go. So we need to put the hand over here. Yeah, that's better. It's like it's following more like you'd think of a hand rising up like that. But I might need to okay, let's go to our guy again, our reference dude. Here he is. Let's do a couple passes in the upper left there. Yep. So really quite centered. Okay. So here. Pretty centered. Oh no, I think I might have to angle that more. Oh no. Hold on. If I rise it from here to... How high does this go? Okay, how high does it go? There. Okay. Oh my goodness, Davor, you think you're going to finish this art piece? Oh, good luck. That is exciting. Do you have an idea what you want to do next? So it's going to be like this. It's going to rise up. Ugh. Do I have to angle that more? Do I have to angle this whole... Let me try angling this whole thing. Hold on. Maybe that's the problem. There's something, yeah, not quite right about this. So let's try angling this whole thing gently. Yeah. Actually, well, we're not gonna angle those. We're not gonna angle the dithering. That would be a disaster. Yeah, it's looking at it. Yeah, I think it's looking. Oh no! Look how. Oh, it's so sad. Oh, now that the arm is. What's going on? Okay, let's look at these hand references we have again. Is it a matter of? Ooh, okay, Dare Voices. I think I'm going to work on a dark background or two with extended EGA palette. Dark yellow, light brown, pair of purples. Ooh, pair of purples. You know how I feel about the dark palette, the dark yellow. This, this angle is not correct. I can see that by looking at these other two hands. They're both at a similar angle. So I do think it does need to be shifted, and then the arm has to be reshifted. So let's not copy that one. Let's copy this one. Gah. Okay, so we're gonna turn off those dithers. We're gonna turn this one because that might be all it really needs. It looks reasonable. Ooh, Dare Voice has made a short start on that one, and already having the light brown cream orange is super useful. Yeah, that's the thing about EGA. It's not all that user friendly. And in fact, looking at this, if I'm going to do some shifting, this finger angle, now that I've shifted this, is not looking right either. So we're gonna, I'm gonna flatten this out. Yeah. Okay. You thought we were almost done. We are not almost done with this. There's so much to go. Okay, so this has to be angled now different. Yeah, I agree. Having more browns would be very exciting. Considering, yeah, EGA has one brown. It's very lonely. Yeah, and you want to enjoy the trees in the. Take a minute to appreciate the trees in the background. The trees in the background are basically just like a texture I shoved in there, so it's nice that they're effective. The one finger little. Yeah, I'm actually just gonna get in here with these fingers. We're really messing it up now, but it's okay. It's worth it. And what I might do is with those fingers, I might actually yeah, do it like this older hand, and actually both hands are doing this, right? Where the middle finger is actually coming in, right? So we're gonna do that. Oh, Dearwood, yeah, that'd be cool if you streamed the extended palette tomorrow. Oh, more recordings. You think you're gonna try a big EGA cross stitch on your holiday? Honestly, more recordings. It is very hard to get the right DMC colors. I have the ones I've picked. So if you're interested in just my recommendation for DMC colors, you can message me on Twitch, and I can give you my DMC colors. But that's not to say that they're going to necessarily be the ones that you agree with. Because this is actually too big. But yeah, if you think that would be a good starting point, you can try that. I went through a lot of different colors to get to the palette that I eventually settled on, but it's certainly not perfect, and everyone's taste is a little different. But if you do want a starting place, I'm more than happy. It makes me sad to see how crunchy this looks now, but we can get it back into shape soon. In fact, that reminds me, I didn't show mine today. My cross stitch. So let's do quickly that. Oh, I gotta turn off the filter. Turn off the filter. Okay. That's how mine is looking. So the thing is about mine, I'm least happy with the magentas. So the dark magenta and the light magenta. but I picked them partly because I felt they most faithfully worked with the other colors. So you can see that in mine, the dark, in this area, hold on. In this area, in this area here, the contrast between the dark purple and the dark gray is actually, I think, fairly low. If you look, hold on, let me look at my reference. Magenta is extremely hard to match. I'm going to take a look at, yeah. If I look at my reference, there's low contrast between in the actual EGA palette, low contrast between the dark gray and the dark magenta. So that worked well here. The light magenta is probably the worst here. But in terms of the contrast between the two, I think there are colors that more accurately look like the light magenta, but then the contrast between the dark and the light magenta is not strong enough. So it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Yeah, 4K picture of this, yeah. Bar none, the magentas are the hardest to match. The cyans were comparatively easy. Yeah, Dave. Yeah. Just actually was saying you totally beat me to it. I'm pleased with the magenta. I mean the cyans, but the magenta, and also when you look at the contrast between the light gray and the light magenta, it's a fairly low contrast, right here, and so I was accurately able to reproduce that. So the color I'm not great on, but I think it works well with the other magenta, and the contrast with the other colors I think is pretty good in terms of having them blend well. And that's kind of the trick here. So. But anyway, yes, as I was saying, more recordings. If you want to know what the colors these are, I did a lot of research and I bought a lot of skeins of embroidery thread. So anyway, that's what I came up with. And the color, it's kind of not being lit very well here. I do post on my dev blog. My dev blog, I have some better photograph versions of that in case you want to see those. So, okay. TV Prom, thank you. You say quite the talent. It's the thing about cross stitching. It's actually just taking the time really to plot everything out, put it in a grid, and find with the execution of a cross stitch is kind of the easiest part about it because you just have to follow what you did on the grid. Now, Anna CG, I'm glad you like the black Ida cloth. I didn't know it existed until I started looking for it, and I'm very glad. But yeah, this, I think, in terms of what we have for our guy here. Oh, and also I need to get rid of those bits of that. Great. Okay, so here's his hand. It comes up center. That's pretty good. I think I'm pretty good with that. But what sometimes happens, what I sometimes like to do is I like to just put a black background behind everything so I don't have the same distractions, especially if I'm going to clean this up, because I need to clean up this hand and it's looking pretty jaggedy right now, so I'm going to have to go back in here and get rid of a lot of this stuff. But it's going to be okay. We still got I think we got a lot done today. We figured out the techniques of the colors of dithering I'm going to be using, so that's nice. A lot of this experimentation stuff is done, so now we're in execute mode for a lot of this. Once we kind of decided on the angle of this hand. Yeah, more recordings, absolutely. I have it all written down in a list and stuff. Of course, like I said, people's taste is really can really vary in terms of what colors, because I've seen people do cross stitch in EGA, and I've asked about colors and I've seen their colors and they look amazing when you put them all in context together. And that's another thing, because as I said, a lot of the colors in terms of contrast have to work together nicely, and so when you have a set that work together nicely, then they can end up making the whole thing look more believable as EGA. But if you take some of the colors out of context, they might not really look all that close. So when I ask somebody else what they use for magenta, and I look up the, and I often have that same color magenta, I look it up, and it doesn't really work with with the rest of my colors, but it works for the rest of their colors. So it's a moving target. Oh, you came back after the hand is stumpier. I actually didn't adjust. I adjusted one thing. I adjusted this length here, Eden Waith, so that might be what you're considering in terms of stumpy. But yeah, I can see maybe I need to extend that back up again. Because it should be in line with, not in line necessarily, but oops. Just looking at the references in terms of where the fingers are, I think, yeah, at this angle that should be raised a little bit. So, good catch. Yeah, absolutely. Mouse Miss, yeah, agrees as well. Yeah, good catch. That's what's nice about doing this art with you guys on stream, and also what's nice about having you guys when Dan and I are composing music is because you guys can give feedback about what you're hearing or what you're seeing, and it's helpful to have other pairs of eyes on something. Okay. And yeah, I mean, some people have, yeah, like much shorter fingers. I have relatively short fingers, and so that's another thing too. Like I mentioned last week, I think, about this incredible variation in the size of people's hands and things. Because I look at my thumbnails, and I've compared them to other people's thumbnails, and their thumbnail is like twice, 2.5 times bigger than my thumbnail. It's kind of incredible. And they're not twice as large, like big as me. They're not twice as tall or twice as heavy or anything. But it just so happens that the way hands work, there can be so much more of a variation in size. Yeah, not delicate hands, but they are strong in it, exactly. Eden Waith also a stumpy fingered person. Yeah, it's fine. I like to think of it as like sturdy, right? We're gonna use the word sturdy and not stumpy. Oh, Judge Khan, congratulations. It's Michelle's and my wedding anniversary on Friday. We're taking a trip for a few days tomorrow. I'm going to get some video gaming in now when I've got the chance. Happy anniversary, Judge Khan. That's fantastic. Oh my gosh. Trush Sloth Mocha, thanks for the bits. Oh my gosh, I gotta just check my notifications to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh wow, and also you're on the bad view. Yes, Trush Sloth Mocha, thanks for the bits. Fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna duck back in here. Yeah, one shout out says, careful giving your chat too much influence, it'll go to our heads. I don't know, you guys have really good taste. I don't know what to tell you. You guys have a good eye and good ears. Good stumpy hands. Yeah, Marsma says, wedding anniversary calls for some co-op gaming. 4 years of marriage, Judge Khan. It's gone by like that. So, yeah, Judge Khan, what is the 4th year anniversary, like, thing? Because, you know, paper is year 1, and wood is is it wood year 4? I don't know. Congratulations. Trash sloth. 1,000. I don't know what that is even. I've never seen that symbol before on my channel. Wait, so 1 second. I gotta just check what that is. Oh my god, 1,000 bits? Okay, thank you. That's amazing. Well, welcome to Crimson Good Tuesday. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I've never seen that. That's wonderful. I appreciate the support. Okay, so Judge Khan says apparently it's fruit or flowers for year 4. Is there a clock anniversary? I don't know if there's a clock. I feel like some of these things got hashed out before clocks. I don't know. Okay, in UK it's linen or silk. Okay. Bilkin, a Twitch bit, I'm not a super expert on this either. I should know better, but I think a Twitch bit is kind of like it's monetarily tied, I believe. It's So that's kind of incredible. So thank you again, Trashloth Moko. Thank you, thank you. I might sound a bit sheepish. I'm not very used to that type of a thing, so I don't really. It's hard for me to figure out how to react. A bit is like an American cent. Yes, it's something like that. So you could combine a lot of places, Judge Con. You could make a bouquet, a fruit bouquet with flowers that is made of silk. Oh, Judge Con says paper and clock is year one. Michelle says clock is year one. Wow, it seems like that's quite a spread between paper and clock. Wow, it's like a paper clock, a sundial, an origami sundial. I think. Anna says, dude, my family and friends owe me stationery and timepieces from way back then. All right, it's actually past our time. I'm getting kind of wrapped up in this, but I think we're making good headway in this, and I think I'm happy with the current. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm happy with the current orientation of this. I think that'll work out. And so we're gonna just next art stream will be smoothing out these jaggies and applying again the dithering that we had figured out thanks to this beautiful pirate. Trash Sloth Moko, can I get caught up on the discussion? Yeah, let's see if I can give a quick Cliff Notes version of the discussion. We have been, so Judge Khan and his wife Michelle are having their 4th year anniversary, so we're figuring out what year is what. We talked about console adventure games, especially Japanese developed adventure games like a Snatcher and other games, also PC 98 games that are kind of visual novel / adventure games. I mentioned that a lot of anime even now has trouble finding. It seems like finding English voice actors for their episodes, and so Bill Kuhn linked this thing I can't wait to watch, which was when they try to make the Japanese voice actors do the English dub, which sounds fascinating to me. We also talked about Return to Monkey Island and how it's a wonderful game and people seem to really like it. Even if you're not super sold on the art style, it can win you over after a certain amount of time. We talked about Thimbleweed Park as well, where the ending people weren't that crazy about, but the adventure of the journey of the game was what made it kind of enjoyable. What else? What other points did we discuss? Oh, of course, Cosmic Void 3 released Tachyon Dreams 3 today, which is another EGA, so this color palette, text parser adventure game, so that's exciting. And, Eden Waith he was the Macintosh consultant for Colossal Cave Adventure Reimagined, which is a wonderful credit to have. What else did we talk about? Last stream, it was a music stream, and Dan was here, and we composed a sad song with everyone's feedback that's here, so that was nice. And, I mentioned that I have another game in mind after we finish playing Mortville Manor, although I just started playing Mortville Manor. So that's kind of something I'm excited to try, because I just picked something up today that was on 50% off on GOG, and I'm super excited about it. That's also an adventure game, but it kind of looks unconventional. Is that a lot? Trash Lath? I do want to give you, I think that's a pretty decent rundown of everything. And if you saw, I don't know if you saw the holiday card art, so let's do that real quick again. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh, Control, Alt Tab. That's what I want. Oh no. Okay. Oh no, so many things that I didn't press right. Okay. So I don't know if you were here for that, but another thing that I did show was, the holiday card that I had for my $5 patrons. That got sent out a couple weeks ago. They've been arriving in people's homes, which is really nice. Although, a bit late, but better late than never. And I am now showing the art for the card now to everybody else. You guys are getting the first look at it. So that's the kind of a step-by-step of the card. And another thing is these wonderful mochi New Year's process of mochi steaming and pounding. I don't know if you're here for that either, but that's something I also did show today. Yes, beta human. You forgot when we solved world peace. Anna, the card is sitting on the little table right next to me until I decide it has to join the other cards. Card friends on my mantle of awesome collectibles. Wonderful. I guess I should give a developer update, which was I'm currently still testing chapter 5 of my game, and I need to start working on chapter 6 soon, which is going to be the last gameplay chapter, so that's exciting. And I didn't play the trailer for my game. I kind of forgot to do that, so I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to turn off this music. The music, by the way, is the Great Canadian Tune Book, which is MIDI 6 hours of MIDI Canadian folk tunes, which I was going to use for my game, but I could not find the guy Barry Taylor. Apparently, Anna, he lives in Victoria, BC. Last anyone heard, but this was ages ago. And I could not find this guy to ask for permission to use this music, so that's why I was looking for musicians to compose original tracks, and that's kind of where Dan came in, and that was a really nice thing. So something that was originally kind of a sad thing that I can't use this music in my game, I got to meet Dan and make friends with Dan, stream with Dan, so that's actually was big silver lining. Actually, like, what's the opposite of a silver lining? So, like, it's a good thing that is not just a side good thing, it's like a main good thing. But yes, trailer time. So let's do the trailer. I forgot to run the trailer last week, I believe, but here we go. Just a quick intro of the trailer. So I am making this game called The Crimson Diamond, and I'm doing it all myself except for Dan doing the music, and hoping to launch it this year sometime. It is EGA, so the color palette that you saw, text parser, so typing in, you'll see how the gameplay looks in the trailer. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I suppose. I guess all that remains is saying that this goes out to Judith Butler's lover, wherever they may be, and hopefully they will come back to us soon. Here is the trailer.
Crimson, Ontario was once a prosperous, lively mining town. But that was a long time ago. Now it's quiet, nearly deserted, and some folks aim to keep it that way. Nancy Maple is an aspiring mineralogist assigned to follow the trail of a dazzling diamond. An intriguing cast of characters has converged under one roof, each meaning to get their own way. Or else. Will Nancy untangle the mysteries and machinations before it's too late? Will the sleepy town of Crimson shine once more? Find out in The Crimson Diamond, an upcoming adventure game by Julia Minamata. The Crimson Diamond demo is available on Steam and itch.io for Windows PC and Mac OS.
All right, so that's that, and that is indeed my voice doing the voiceover on that. The game does not have voice acting in the game, and that will not be in the game. But maybe Dan will cut another trailer at some point. Maybe we'll get somebody, who knows. So I'm glad you guys like the trailer. I think that pretty much brings you up to date. Trash Sloth Moko. We're pretty much going to move on to the next part of the stream. On art stream days, I do art for a couple hours, and then at 10:30, I move on to the Let's Play. And I've been Let's Playing EGA adventure games. I've played Personal Nightmare by Horrorsoft in EGA. I've played Last Half of Darkness by Software Soft Lab Laboratories, something like that. I've played Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, EGA, Rise of the Dragon, EGA, Sorcerer's Appraisal, which was also EGA. I've played Cruise for a Corpse, and I've just started Mortville Manor, and those are all EGA adventure games. So we are going to move on to that. So let's move back into Show and Tell. And I got to change my hold on. I'm gonna get the graphic up. Okay, I'm going to get the graphic up. I'm going to change my tag to Mortville Manor. Mortville Manor. Okay, great. And so here's what I've come up with so far. So this is, oh no, paper. Oh, paper. No, I can't use that. That's this. I was going to use this, but I realized, oh, that's something I did for Maclean's magazine. That's an original, so don't make notes on that. Don't put that somewhere else. Okay. I need paper. I need paper. Oh no. Things are falling down. Okay. I'm gonna just, okay, I've got this notepad here. I'm gonna use this notepad. Okay. Cousin Bob. Okay, great. So. So. Okay, got a notepad here. Okay, so here are all the characters that are in the game. Just to give a brief recap. So Julia, the victim, is we don't have her pictured or anything like that. But in the course of our interrogations of some of the suspects. Oh, background. You have a friend, Julia, and she's invited you to her house or something, and you arrived and she's dead. And while talking to the characters, you learn that she died of a pulmonary embolism, no will, so she died very suddenly, and not many relationships besides her family. Oh, Dearborn redeemed hats off to you. Very, very excellent. Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna get the hat, and then I'm gonna continue this quick breakdown, and then we're gonna get into this game. But let me get a hat. Oh, perfect. Okay. This is Dan. So you see the symbol here, Dan. This is Dan's symbol. Oh no, this was not a good choice because my hair is up. Okay, wait. Okay, there. Okay, this is Dan's symbol here. It's DTB, Dan the band, and he gave me this hat. And yeah, he's doing the music for the game, and he's using a genuine Roland MT32 synthesizer for it. So if you want to see someone using an actual Roland MT32 on the music streams, that's the perfect time to see that in action. It's magic. So that's his hat. Oh, I look Dan good in that hat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Oh wow, one of the Star Trek adventure games has the same stripy EGA mode. That's interesting. This striping thing that you're seeing right now is not artifacting. This is just how they decided to do EGA, and I'd never seen this before, so this is kind of fascinating to me. But okay, yes. So Julia is the victim, died, pulmonary embolism, etc. We learned that meals are served at 12 a.m. and 7 p.m. Sure. 10 a.m. At every day there's a mass in the chapel, and the walls of silence are a mountain range that are near the house. And here are all the interested parties that are in the house with you. Max the butler, he likes serving Julia. He thinks Ava, the daughter-in-law, is dumb, and that also her husband thinks so. And I don't know which one of these is her husband. And Guy has troubles, is what he said. This is Julia's husband, Leo. Who is a history buff and a gambler and won lots of money a year ago. We don't know anything about Guy too much, but the daughter-in-law Ava says that Leo gets along with everyone but Gary. Guy. I think I meant Guy. Oops. And Guy's relationship is over. Maybe get with Ava? ? Game dev Jeff, that's a very good point. I wonder if it looked much different on a CRT. Good point. And welcome to chat. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Dave, how did they do Ava's skin tone? What am I even looking at? We'll probably get to see her. It's actually very interesting. It's like lines of differing thicknesses. We have not talked to Pat's son-in-law, who looks a lot like Ned Flanders. Bob the cousin. Luke is a cousin. Ida's a cousin, and that's all we have for now. So let's let's get into it. Yeah, I took these notes. These are confusing to me because I don't understand this at all because. So I thought Guy and Ava would be married because that's the son and that's the daughter-in-law. But when we talked to Eva, she says, I think Guy's relationship is over. Maybe he'll get with me. So I don't understand that part. And I don't know who Pat's the son-in-law of. I don't know. Is there a daughter here we're not seeing? I don't know. Anyway, so my idea with this game is I was going to ask everyone all the questions and make notes. Because this game lets you only ask them about like 6 questions before everyone stops answering your questions, which is cruel and unusual for even for this era. So that is the plan for this. So we're gonna take a look here. Show and tell. Okay, so Mortville. We're gonna turn that off. I'm gonna load up my Scum VM. Yeah, and Edenwith. Yeah, it's interesting that they're striping at all. That they didn't use dithering, which is kind of interesting. Oh wow. Okay, so the Star Trek 25th anniversary. Hold on. Actually, let me turn down the music because I think this is one of those. This is the game with a very very loud audio. So I'm going to turn the desktop audio down quite a bit. Oh, I gotta close. I'll close Photoshop as well because we definitely don't need to have that eating up my RAM. Okay. Okay. Close the Photoshop. Close the shop. Okay, good. Now let me get the Scum VM going. This game was originally in French, but this is the English translation. Let me see. I gotta find where that is. Okay, there it is. Great. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Is that too loud for you guys? Do I need to turn that lower? This game almost has like jump scare music every time you do a room transition. This game also features a very interesting UI, which is these drop-down menus. Oh, hold on. Let me move down the caption just a wee bit. Okay, there. Oh wait, oh, quite a lot. Okay, there we go. Lock that. Okay. Okay, a bit lower. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, there it goes. I've lowered the audio once again. This game is crazy loud. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. So here's the thing. So we have an inventory. We did pick up some stuff in this room, which is kind of cool. I don't understand the distinction between this paintbrush and the rest of our inventory items. We can move. This is kind of nice. We have we can find all the accessible locations. Here are our verbs, which are kind of nice. But apparently, I think scratch and read might be transposed. Oh wow, Trash Last Moco, 10 community subs. Wow. Thanks so much. My gosh, my gosh, my gosh, my gosh. That is fantastic. Wow. Um, wow. Okay. Thank you so much. Happy Crimson Tuesday to you. I hope it's been good for you so far. Yeah. So these are our verbs. We can do stuff to our. So we can read stuff, I suppose. Possibly. I don't know really how to use a lot of this stuff. A bit of. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So this we picked up this note. Um, it's kind of cryptic. Like a deep stony stare, a solitary eye that points towards the stars, the artery that links heaven and hell. You must fathom these depths, keeping hold of that which is and will become Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, from the first Monday to the first Sunday, plunging from one day to the next year, is or will become, carrying your burden of love and light. The smallest oversight will seal your fate. Very cryptic. That's all. Oh my gosh, the sound. Okay, so that's the parchment. I don't. Oh, I see. So you select something in your inventory somehow, and it goes under here as your active thing. Maybe look. Yeah. So you can notice here. This will give you a better look of that striping technique we were discussing. How there, it's not just evenly spaced lines. It's kind of lines of varying thicknesses. Yes. Thank you so much for that generosity of the 10 gift subs. It's fantastic. But this does so there actually is a bit of dithering here, but it's very very strange. But I am intrigued. So this oh my gosh. Okay, so other parts of the UI are this part you are alone when there's other people in the room with us. That will change. The clock, of course. So we've got a clock that we need to deal with. Now I can't remember if I've done everything in this room, but yeah, you can search and click on different areas here in the room. So it's kind of a point and click interface with a drop down menu, which I had never seen before. Okay, so a lot of this is, no, don't search yourself. Read. Oh yeah, so reading and scratching is mixed up. I wonder if I can take the this thing, the feathery thing. That's stains. Okay. Oh yeah, and so I did mention. Oh no, there's no way to restart the game. Oh. Okay, so we still have not visited all the rooms in the game yet, so we're gonna do a bit of exploring, and we haven't even met all the characters yet. And then when I finish exploring everything, then I might restart the game and do my question asking and note taking. Either way, I wonder if this game could have used a joystick. Could have been used with a joystick. I don't see why not. Okay, so why don't we go to? I don't think we've been to the cellar. Okay, so humidity and decay. Oh, interesting. Look, there are symbols on these pillars. Oh, I wonder if we can look at them. An old engraving. Oh, can we read? Oh, scratch, which was read. No, okay. Look. Okay, okay. So that's not doing anything else. But yeah, interesting. Look how the cyan striping is being incorporated. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if there was some kind of weird algorithm that they're using to make the output the art like this. It's kind of hard to imagine. Yeah, I don't know. And so you also, it's a cool environment here. The two moons and the sun. I suppose I should make a note of this. So let's just make it. I feel like Robot Spacer has really raised the standards of this whole idea of making notes. So I'm gonna make a note of cellar. So the close pillar has a moon. The middle one has a sun. And this one on the right is another moon. And I guess that kind of relates to that parchment that we had, right? Read. Yeah, okay, that eventually goes away. Okay, so. Okay, there's nothing here about a sun or a moon. Okay, very good. Yeah, definitely Indiana Jones vibes with the markings on the pillars. Okay, I guess there's nothing else to really do here. The landing. Oh, wow. Okay, do you think we can go into all these rooms? There's no way, right? Choice on screen, choice on screen. Move to choice on screen. Oh, okay, so that's our room. Okay, great. Landing. Okay, landing. Move to choice on screen. There's actually more rooms than I was expecting, which is kind of nice. And I'm sorry about the error occurred making autosave. I don't know why that is. I guess I have to set up a destination. Oh, door is locked. Well, naturally. Okay. Can I force the door? I hurt myself. Force the door. Knock. Oh, that was nice. A little knocking sound. Okay, well, we don't have... Okay, landing. Let's go back to landing. Oh. How do I go back to landing? Okay, okay. Pac-Moon or Pac-Man? Trash Lost Moco. Yeah, you know what? I didn't write words. So I just wrote the shape down. Although I did make them kind of look like moons, but they could very well be Pac-Man, so I'm going to put that. Or Pac-Man. Very, very true. Anna, you just watched Raiders of the Lost Ark with my dad and my youngest. Can't wait to get the next one. It's been ages. I've seen them all. Temple of Doom, honestly, Anna, it doesn't really hold up that well, but Crusaders, Last Crusade, fantastic, of course. Let's settle on Pac. Yeah, we're gonna settle on Pac-Man. Move. Choice on screen. Move to choice on screen. Go to this one. Knock. I am answered. Okay, can I open now? It's put. Ooh. It's kind of a bummer to have the arrow. Can I just? Why is this here? Anyone? Can anyone please help me get rid of the error making an autosave that's on this entire game? Trashleth Moco, hey, can I plug my cats on Instagram? I don't see why not. I like a good cat. But yeah, I am. You open the save, but the save on this is different from the save that. So this is a save issue with the Scum VM, I think. But yeah, I don't. We'll just pretend it's not there, and I'll try to fix that later. Look at cheap reproduction. Look at this. Ooh, close up. Oh, see, it fades. I think it's like a timer thing. You know what? So I wonder if Scum, I can make it stop doing that autosave thing. I would have to look at that later, Trashlat Moth Loco. But I will open that up separately on a tab. Oh my goodness. So cute. Okay, I am looking at them. I lied. I think it's, are those sibling cats? Those cat, I really love when cats would get along that well when they sleep together and stuff, because my cats never did. I love the colors too. So precious. So precious. I had a cat too. Trash Sloth Moko. I had Dear Dido as our last family cat here, and oh no, no, I didn't want to move. I didn't want to move. Didn't want to move. Sorry. Yeah, I will look into the auto. Nothing unlucky. Oh wait. Um, how did I? How did I get that close up again? How, yeah, and Dido is in my game as a painting, and she's also become a patchwork quilt, and forever immortalized in my illustrations. Oh dear. Oh dear. In fact, you know what? What I'm going to do right now, because this error thing is really bothering me. I'm closing this out. I'm gonna load up ScumVM. I'm going to see if I can change that setting of the autosave, and while I'm doing that, I am going to show Dido. Oh wait. So this piece, the little one here, that's a little cross stitch I made of Dido. This piece, oh, bring to front. Order, bring to front. This piece is the cross stitch in the game. And there is one more Dido picture. Is there one more Dido picture? Oh, this is. I'm getting derailed. I'm gonna have to edit this for the channel part. Oh wait, that didn't work. Order, move to top. So this is the actual pixel art piece that the cross stitch is based on, and that is based the one in the game is based on. And I think I have somewhere the quilt, but I can't find it right now. No. Oh, it's the best one. Okay, no. I can't find it, but anyway, I'm gonna just turn off autosave and ScumVM because I think that's what's breaking. Oh, and Dan's hat keys out nicely, which is great. Okay. Oh, Lady Discord is the black cat and Sir Virgo is the gray. About a year difference. They're totally siblings at this. Oh, yeah, my cats never got along like that. Okay, so Maximus says after you start ScumVM, go to I guess game options. Miscellaneous autosave never. Okay, so not this one. Global options, I guess. Miscellaneous autosave never. Okay, perfect. Apply. Okay. I'm going to double check to make sure that's stuck. Okay, great. It did. Okay, so we're going to start that Mortville Manor up again. And I wonder if I should start it from the very beginning and then just do what I said about making notes about asking people things. I'm all over the place. Let's do that. Okay, so let me go back to show and tell. Okay. Great. Thank you, Maximus, for telling me how to turn that off. Okay. That's the synthesized voice that we sometimes get with some of the conversations. Okay. Oh, you can't. Oh, you can't hear the game sound. Okay. I think I might have turned it too low. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that. Tell me if you can hear this. Oh wait, not that. Tell me if you can hear this.
A letter, a call, memories from a childhood not that long ago. Echoes of the many games we played in the disused rooms of Mortville Manor. And Julia, now an old woman.
Okay. Well, the thing is unfortunately the in-game noises are very, very loud, and actually, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to turn that back down. The synthesized voices, when we get to them, I will turn up quite a bit, but and the sounds are very startling. Okay. Okay, so here, this is Max the servant.
I'm very sad to announce you that Julia died. Her family is here, Guy, her son, Eva, her daughter-in-law, Leo, her husband, of course, her son-in-law Pat, cousins, too, Bob, Ida, Luke. The storm is getting stronger, you must stay here. Meals are served at 12 a.m. and 7 p.m., and there is a mass at the chapel every day at 10 a.m.
Meals are served at 12 a.m. and 7 p.m. I kind of love that. I felt like I wrote that down wrong, but it's completely correct. Okay, so I'm going to change the sound effect volume. Oh, no. Okay. Sound effect volume. Let's change it. Okay, options. Okay, sound effect volume is like at 30 right now, and the music volume, speech volume is at... Okay, we're going to turn that right down to 12. And speech volume is pretty much cranked, so I don't know what else I can do about that. And I accidentally launched Steam. Okay. Please go away, Steam. Exit. Okay. So, proceed. Yes, rest in peace, me. And so this is the room we're in. I'm not going to repeat this because we didn't find anything in here. We're just going to go looking around and asking people things. If any of that's too loud, let me know. Like really, really loud. Okay, volume was good, quite good. Okay, so we're actually. Oh. I just want to ask my questions to people. No, that's not going to do it. Dining room. Okay, so here's some people. And actually, I don't think we talked to some of these people before. So we're going to talk to... I'm going to save. Save in slot 2, I suppose. Okay, so talk to... I don't think we talked to Ida. Okay.
What is it about?
You walk into the study and find a man impaled on a stuffed porcupine. Okay, so this is where we're going to start with our very systematic questioning. I mentioned that we can only ask a few questions at once, but we're going to just start with everything. And then restore and then ask everything else. Ask about
Only
Julia.
the good die young.
Okay. So that's kind of, that was a, useless platitude.
She died from pulmonary embolism.
Okay, we knew that. So I guess maybe everyone just has a global pool of knowledge that they all share. They're just all one organism. They share a consciousness.
Oh right. I think she deeply regretted this friend's leaving, Marielle, or Mireille.
Okay, that's new. Julia regretted her friend Marielle or Marielle leaving. Okay, this is new. Bilkin, I need to learn how ScumVM incorporates this text-to-speech and how to activate it. I'm not sure, Bilkin, because what this game was actually known for its use of the Windows speech synthesizer, so I'm not sure if it's something... Is it something that you know that ScumVM can do? Because I just know this kind of built into this one. Is this a medicine commercial? Yeah, it's not really great, is it? It's almost better without having any voices at all, maybe. Oh, I almost forgot to say. So this game, there is a remake being made of Mortville Manor. Oh my gosh. Brocanty Games is making a remake of this with actual voice acting, and you can play in the different graphics modes, and the UI is a little bit better than this, so that's kind of nice. So please follow Brocanty Games on itch.io. Brocanty Games has also done a remake of Black Sect 2, I believe it's called, which is another Lancor Games offering, and it's a really beautiful game.
No, not that I know of.
So you don't know the message from Julia, her inheritance.
I think all her fortune came from Leo.
Okay.
So.
I think we knew that too. All Julia's fortune came from Leo. Oh, actually, and part of the points of redemption for the hat is I think I put a 10-minute timer on that, which I forgot to time. So I'm gonna start the timer now, and then I'll take the hat off after 10, because I get hot. That's why I always wear like short sleeves on stream, even in the winter. We're gonna need a no cam. I only have one cam.
You are too curious.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is what happens in this game. We ask 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we ask 5 questions, and the 6th question they just don't care anymore. So that's when we have to load. So we're gonna load slot 2, and we're gonna talk to Ida again, or Ida. And now we know.
What is it about?
Now we can ask about this other stuff.
You are too curious.
I loaded the game. You watched me load the game, right? Okay, moral recording says the text-to-speech engine is provided by the operating system. Basically, for all the engines in ScumVM, any method that displays narration or dialogue is wired to send the text to the operating system TTS. Can you disable the voice and make your own? I don't know. I could just toggle the voice all the way down in ScumVM, so that would mean we don't hear it, but I guess it's part of the game, so I feel like we should include it. Yeah, she knows. Maybe she doesn't. Okay, maybe she doesn't want to answer, right? Okay, fine. So it's.
You are too curious.
Because I did find that when I tried to ask
you are too curious.
everything else after that point.
You are too curious.
We're going to just systematically do
you
this.
You are too curious.
Okay, so moral recording says the voice recognition is something
you are too
is
curious.
added to all ScumVM engines. So let's just.
You are too curious.
Yeah, I get the feeling that the wall of silence is not just the mountains that are outside the manor. It's just everybody here after 5 questions. Even if you load the game.
You are too curious.
Yeah, I might need to tone down on the curiosity. Yeah, I need to turn that slider all the way down. Anna, I don't know if I would want to be asked more than 5 questions in a row either. We actually discussed this, Anna, earlier on, where I said if a family member of mine just got murdered, I might be willing to answer more than 5 questions before completely shutting down.
You are too curious.
She's got nothing for me. And even if I load the game, she's just not doing it. And I'm going to restart. I am going to restart. This is when I start getting a kind of annoyed, and I start saying, you know what, by hook or by crook, we're going to do this my way. And there's no real restart here either. There's no restart. You can't even restart. Yeah, I bet the mood is oppressive indeed. It's like they knew that you'd do this and they didn't want you to. Yeah, I'm going to restart. This is where I just say I'm going to cheese the game, and I'm fine with it. Totally fine with it. Oh, good. You see the global options. Okay, so, okay, I just double check the autosave. Okay, never. Game options, volume. Okay, so yes, SFX volume. Okay, speech volume. Okay, that's all there still. Let's start this game. Let's start the game.
February 1951.
Okay,
a letter.
Yep. Okay, great. Okay.
Jerome.
Yep.
It's been a while.
Yep. Great. The dining room seems to be the place where most people are. Okay. So this is different people. So I guess it's kind of random. Let's talk to Guy. My son. Yeah, and exactly. Oh, sure. At least 6 questions for the murder of a relative. Curiosity killed the cat. Satisfaction brought him back. Bill Coon, I have heard that one, and I don't really understand it at all. Okay, so we're gonna. I don't know if we even asked this guy anything. So this is. Oh, I forgot who this. This is Guy. Okay. Guy. BMD nerd. This game is Mortville Manor. And yeah, and if you want to take a look at more about it, you can find more about it on the remakes page on itch.io. But yeah, let's just go through some of these. Okay, this is interesting. So, loved his mother. Well, yeah, I'll take a note of that. Loved his mom. Regretted she died. in de Franc's manor. So I guess that's her husband is Leo de Franc. So I guess maybe he doesn't like his dad or something. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, her death. Okay, her mother died suddenly, and yet her health had seemed improved. Any French speakers out there? What does is it just? Is it just improve? So died suddenly, but health was improving. Okay. Oh, health improved. Okay. Health improved. Okay. Okay, so got along with Leo and Max. Sounds sus. Yeah, it does. Message from Julia. No, nothing. Indeed. Also, the keys they want me to press for this, instead of pressing enter to advance through stuff, it's F8. Inheritance. Okay. Apart from personal belongings, I think she didn't own anything anymore. Okay, yes, so happen fast, no will. So we knew that. So, oh my gosh, so we asked him, did we ask him, okay, we asked him 6 questions. Maybe her, okay, yeah, okay. You've hit your limit with us? Okay, well, we're going to ask questions of the other person in this room then, right? Okay. Eva. We asked Eva some questions already. So we don't have to ask her everything.
I'm all yours.
I am all yours. Yeah, Marisma says, perhaps the game doesn't want us to ask about things we don't know. I'm intrigued by this system. Potentially. Well, I can't even remember what I've asked Ava, so we're just going to start from the top again and just go run down the list.
Only the good die young.
Okay. I should have watched back.
She died from pulmonary
embolism. We knew that. Honestly, I should be looking at my own chart.
Apart from her family, not a lot of people.
Okay. So that's the same. Everyone's agreeing on that. Not relation. Because so far no one is contradicting each other. Yes, the sexy suspect, exactly.
No. Not that I know of.
Okay.
I think all her fortune came from Leo. So.
I think it's this is all the same stuff as what Guy was saying, right?
Her last gift surprised me.
Oh. That's interesting. Her last gift. Yeah, I think last time when I was doing the dialogue stuff, I was kind of doing a scattershot with whichever I thought was most interesting, so I didn't even ask her this last time. Her last gift surprised me. Okay. Oh, her gifts. Oh, we can
Well,
ask...
yes. Like everyone, I believe.
Well, yes, like everyone, I believe. What? Well, yes. I can't believe how many notes I'm taking. This is, well, not the first time, but I don't take very many notes usually. Like everyone, I believe. I don't know what that means. Julie's gifts.
You are too curious.
Okay.
You are too curious.
Yeah, like you'd think asking something like as generic as the wall of silence that is the mountains, everyone would answer that,
You
right?
are too curious. You are too curious.
They just won't. They won't. All right. Oh my gosh, Luke, what do you got to say? Yeah, I don't think we asked this guy anything before. So let's turn this over. Let's go to Luke. I believe je crois. I think. I believe je crois. Oh. Did it say je crois? I have no French accent, and if Carl is here, I'd be so embarrassed. Okay, Luke. Okay. Okay, so this is Ida. Oh, this is... Okay, Ida's husband. Okay, I didn't know that before. Ida's husband. Okay, great. Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Only the good die young.
I almost feel like should I even bother asking these things? Because we know all this. We've heard all this stuff, right?
Yes, I got a present.
Okay.
My wife even got a Bible.
Got present from Julia. Ida got a Bible. Okay. Final actions. Is that just the gift giving idea?
Her last gift surprised me.
Okay, so interesting. Okay, so we do have some of this information. Inherit. Yeah, I wonder if some of these questions are just some stuff we can't ask.
She is very lively.
Okay.
She does not burden herself with stupid prejudices.
Okay. So, okay, no, it seems like anything is up for grabs. Ava is very lively. Doesn't burden self with stupid prejudices. Yeah, exactly. Trash lost Moko. Hey, did you know the good die young? They all believe this. They're very consistent in terms of what their messaging is as a family. Okay, let's look. Okay, Luke.
In my line of work, one mostly encounters beautiful women and gangsters.
What does this guy do? Okay, so Luke. Okay, asking about Luke. In my line of work, mostly encounter beautiful. Okay. Wouldn't that be something to answer when anyone asks you, what do you do for a living? You just said that instead of like the actual answer. Oh, nightclub. Yeah, maybe.
You'd have to try hard to not get along with her.
I like that one too. You have to try hard to not get along with her? This is kind of great. I'm having fun again, you guys. I can take this hat off too because I'm getting hot. Getting hot. But thank you for that redemption. Oh, I just knocked over a fork. Okay. You have to try hard to not get along with her. Kind of reminds you of Murder Club, Ted Bob. That's another one. I almost played Murder Club. It was definitely on my radar. But I got scared because I loaded it up and I couldn't even do anything.
You are too curious.
Oh, darn it. I am too curious.
You are too curious.
I am too... Okay. Good thing that this stuff all persists, but it doesn't persist upon loading. Oh, I should have made... you know what I should have done? Is I should have made a spreadsheet or checklist for every single person and then just checked these things off. Oh, wow, and I got all ambitious and downloaded the new Dwarf Fortress. I think I got overwhelmed pretty quickly. And I've been fascinated by Dwarf Fortress as well, but yeah, I've been too intimidated by it. Try hard. Yeah, a soundboard of this stuff would be cool, like to have for my Twitch. It would be kind of awesome. Yeah, I don't know. We have passed time in this game before. We certainly haven't done it yet, but I'm just going to move through the rooms and ask people as many questions as possible and then restart the game and do that until I get all the questions answered. Kitchen? Max. Well, yeah, the status is like not my status, it's like the feel, the atmosphere of the room or something, the ambiance.
Max, at your service,
okay, so
sir.
let's ask Max. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna start from just the beginning here.
Only the good die young.
Oh, darn it!
Even if your relations were unfrequent, Jerome, there was still a place for you in her heart.
Yeah, I think that one got a little bit lost in translation, but I get it. So. Frequent me. There's still a place for you. There was still a place for you in her heart. I like the only the good die young. That would be a great one to record.
And chandelier.
That's pretty good, Max. That's definitely a new question that we unlocked. So that's kind of nice.
Apart from the letter for you I posted, nothing very important.
Okay, so Julia's final action. So that might be an answer for Julia's final actions. Julia's final actions. Posted letter to me. Else, nothing important. We already know about her inheritance. She got her money from Leo, but I just want to see.
Apart from a few personal belongings,
okay.
I think she didn't own anything anymore. Nice feathers, but a bird's brain.
Yeah, okay.
Ask her husband.
Eva isn't smart, but pretty. Ask Guy. Or Guy. Yeah, he called her a bird brain. I remember him calling her a bird brain last time, but honestly...
The only sure thing he has going for him, it's his jewelry. And his wife, but he doesn't realize that.
Wow, Max. Okay, so this was in conjunction from... asking about Luke, right? Luke. Only thing. This... My goodness, the mouth on this man. Only thing going for him is his jewelry and his wife. So Luke's wife is Ida, or Ida, but there's something kind of interesting going on here, but it's kind of really hard to get through, isn't it? Come on, dish more, dish.
You'd have to try hard to not get along with her.
Okay, so everyone likes Ida. Ida? Okay, Ida. We'll go with Ida. I knew a girl back when I was a kid who it was pronounced Ida, which IDA as well, but I would go with Ida. That's more common.
You are too curious. You are too curious.
Okay.
You are too curious.
Leo. We've never talked to this guy before. This was Julia's husband. Okay, Leo. Master of the premises.
I'm listening.
I'm not going to ask him about Julia because only the good die young. Let's ask about gifts, though.
Which gift?
Oh. She didn't give her own husband a gift? Leo has dead eyes. Didn't give husband a gift? Maybe Julia felt the same way, and that's why she didn't give him a death gift. She gave Max the servant a chandelier. So, final actions?
It happened fast and she didn't have time to make any particular will.
Okay. Oh, well, we should ask about her inheritance because he's the one apparently she got her money from. I actually have not seen the movie Clue, which I know I should. Bill Quinn says, I'm now trying to imagine Max the Butler being played by Tim Curry in Clue.
I met Julia when buying
Okay.
the manor. It was the only thing she owned. But all my wealth was hers.
This is good. Okay, so inheritance. Met Julia when buying. So he bought the manor from his wife? When buying the manor. Oh, manor. Only thing she owned. But my wealth was hers. I don't understand that. He met Julia when buying the manor. It was the only thing she owned. So he bought the manor from her. That's true, Trashloth Moko. Only the good die young doesn't apply to him, so he suffers. I don't get a good vibe off this guy. So it is actually interesting. I do want to ask him about Julia, because this seems bizarre to me.
Excuse me, but I prefer to say nothing for now.
That's different. That's different. Okay, so that's asking about Julia. Julia. This is his wife. Excuse me. Prefer to say nothing for now. That's actually... Okay. Yeah, shocking. Her relationships.
You are too curious.
Oh, Leo. Leo, don't do this.
You are too curious.
Okay. Okay, tense. Things are tense. Things are tense. Okay, so the list of characters, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's 8 characters we can talk to, so we haven't met everyone, so let's keep walking. Ooh, it's 11:30 actually. So we actually won't keep walking. I think this is how we're going to proceed through this game for now, is just eventually like starting the game again, getting to ask people a fresh batch of questions possibly. I kind of get this weird feeling that it's not going to work that way though, because some questions only like the question about the gifts only opened up when we asked certain someone about something. Of course I've forgotten who, but we're going to try this way, because I want to get all the information out of these characters, and I kind of feel like this is the only way I'm going to do it. And actually, we did have an experiment where we did somehow make time pass, but we couldn't ask people like other questions, which is interesting. So, okay. Maximus says, by the way, sound effects volume got reset after restart. You might need to nudge it next time. Oh, it did. It must have been deafening. Yeah, these audio cues are not good. I could have sworn like hold on. I'm going to close this out. I'm not even going to save it because this game does not respect saving at all. But yeah, if you notice when I load up the Scum status window, so you go to global options. Oh wait, volume. Oh, okay. So here are global options, but the actual game options here. Oh wait, game audio. Volume, right. So here in the game volume here, you can see I have the music at 48. Oh, maybe the music is the part that I need to get rid of, not just the sound effects. So that might be the problem, because I think these are saved. So we're gonna go with this from now on. So I'm sorry you guys for blasting your ears out with the jarring music. We'll try that, and I'm just gonna double check to make sure those stuck. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna keep it at that. Yeah, sorry about that. It's a little bit uneven, but I like the fact that I'm freed up from saving in this game, because it just doesn't respect those saves. We are going to find someone to raid now. Trash Sloth Moko says, kitties are very needy now, heading out, but looking forward to next stream. Let me know if you need sound bits. So Trash Sloth Moko, this was wonderful. Thank you for coming to stream. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Thanks for the bits again. And yeah, snuggle with your kitties. I love a kitty, and yours look adorable. So happy Crimson Tuesday, and have a great rest of your week. Anna says, I'm glad I was here to watch the newest playthrough. This game is tough but fair. I don't. Oh, Anna. Oh, Anna. I don't know if I agree with the tough but fair. This game. The fact that you can't load your game and then ask somebody new questions. Okay, first of all, I kind of think that's kind of interesting, and they thought about what I was trying to do, but it can easily get around that by just starting the game all over again. So I don't really understand what's going on yet with this one, but it is intriguing, and I do like the different relationships between people. But we are going to find someone to raid. So let's see what I have. Let's see what I have. Yes, Goman-sama, thank you for being here. It was good to see you as always. Ted, Bob, good to see you as well. Happy Crimson Good Tuesday. Yeah, I think, was this your first time here in stream? Because, yeah, I'm usually, it's like bizarrely good with names. Usually, except if they're very similar to other names. But, yeah, thanks for being here so much. Have a great rest of your week. Oh, things are a little bit chugging. Oh, let's close Scum now. We don't need that anymore. But yeah, I'm somewhat interested in trying to conquer this game by hook or by crook, like I said, conquer this game. Win the info wars. So Dave will have a great night. Wow, my internet's really chugging right now. It doesn't. I shut mostly everything down. Yeah. Oh, let's. I like how much of a mess this looks. My overlay. Okay, yeah. Oh, here we go. So it's slowly. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna reload this tab. Oh yeah, now it's coming. Okay, so what do we have? Who we have? We have some people that I'm definitely interested in raiding. But one of the first things I tend to do, and I haven't done this in a while, is look for someone who is streaming the Crimson Diamond. We have not hit anyone yet, but we won't find one until we try. Wow. What's going on with my internet? This isn't good. Page is slow. Okay, I'm gonna try to reload. I'm gonna do that tab again. Something that's not quite, it's even slower than usual, which is still pretty slow. What? I don't have much going right now. Oh, Dr. CDS. You can play the Crimson Diamond demo, but yeah, not the full game yet. That's still in the works. But I do try to find people streaming the demo. Wow, it's almost impossible. Like the Twitch website is really crazy slow right now in Firefox. Let me try this in Chrome. Yes, and good to see you, Dr. CDS, as well. Well, I'm kind of lagging. I hope I don't crash soon. Okay, so I'm in Chrome, so hopefully this works better. Because I might not be able to find someone new to raid. I might have to go with an old favorite. Twitch is, yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but my Twitch is really not cooperating with me. But I guess I can use this time to, yeah, say Happy Crimson Good Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. Next week will be a stream. I'm not sure what. We'll see about Dan. We'll see if we can get a Dan, catch a Dan. But we'll do, yeah, we'll definitely have art or music or something. What else? Not really much else to report. Yeah, Twitch page unresponsive. Unresponsive. Why is this? Okay, it's very slowly coming around. Someone is playing Shardlight Master. It says Mystery Capybara. I'm seeing two people playing two different EGA games on my the channels that I follow right now. So I'm sorely tempted to go with one of them. But first, if I can get this to search. Oh yeah, Ted Bob saying Twitch is acting a bit funky earlier. Yeah, I am definitely feeling that way about this right now. Maybe my carrier dropped. No, I still have wireless right now. Okay, no one is playing Crimson Diamond, which is fine. We have to check. Yeah, it's just chugging. I'm not going to take too long to look around for somebody. What I'm seeing right now is people playing. There is Robot Spacers playing Manhunt in New York, and Cobra Commando is playing Police Quest 2, which is a glorious EGA Police Quest. So, you know what? I tend to raid Robot Spacer. I raid Robot Spacer fairly regularly, and it just so happens Cobra Commando is playing something EGA tonight. So I feel like in the interest of raiding someone before my entire stream crashes, I'm going to raid Cobra Commando. So if you guys are interested in some Police Quest 2, some sweet EGA action, we're going to go there. Okay, Maximus, yeah, second Police Quest. Evil Tentacle also, Demon Master. Oh man, okay, I'm going to try to search for that right now. But yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble here. Okay, Demon Master's playing. I don't even know if I can load this. Load. Because yeah, you're right. I mean, Evil Tentacle, I really should be like rating other people. Load. Okay, I'm getting an ad. Give me a second. Yeah, honestly, like this this whole thing, it's painful right now, and I don't know why. I think we're just gonna make it super easy. I can't. It's like not even. It's not doing the thing. We're gonna raid Cobra. Cobra. Commanda. Oh, Cobra _ Commanda. Yeah, it keeps on going page unresponsive on me. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. Commanda. Great. Okay, Cobra Commanda. Rating up Cobra Commanda. Oh my gosh, action cannot be completed. Try again later. What's happening? We can do this. We're gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna try that in my own. Oh boy, I'm so sorry, you guys. Computer issues. Okay. Raid. Whew. Cobra _ Oh dear. Did it? I just pressed enter. This must be. I'm so sorry that this is just not riveting at all. Yes, Bill Kuhn, thanks for being here. Thank you so much. Good night, Jessica Jeffy. Good to see you. You're quiet tonight, which is totally fine. It was good to see you. Good to see you. Oh my word. Okay, good. Okay, okay. I've got the raid going. Phew, that was way harder than it should have been. Okay. Anyway, yes. So that's all set up. I can rest easy now. Cobra Commando, Police Quest 2. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Have a wonderful week. You guys are wonderful all the time. And yeah, we got some good work done. So see you guys next time. And yeah, that's all I got. We're gonna raid. Okay, bye.